Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the L-TAC Cup Series presented by Tucson Sound Art. Here for the Southern Comfort 250. My name is Sam Dyer. With me is Chris White. And we don't have Carlos Acosta here tonight, but a huge thanks from Freaky Fast Broadcasting. We've got Robert Moyer who's going to be running productions here tonight. It is the final race of the season. We had two other championship races that set us up for tonight at Darlington. We've got 6 drivers, all mathematically still have a shot to win the championship. You've got Holden McGill, our points leader. He might not have won every single race like the driver that's in second right now, but he's been the driver on top of the points for most of the season. Driver in second coming into tonight, Joseph, 8 points out from that of Holden McGill. He has won the last 2 races to start out the championship round. He won at Daytona. He won at Iowa. But because of a poor stage showing, this 21 team, they've got a rebound. 8 points back is going to be that of the 20 team. Jeremy Berger came in third in the point standings, but sadly will not be racing here tonight. But a great showing all season long by that 97 team. Can't wait for the next season to come to see what we're going to see from that of Jeremy Berger. In fourth, you've got Taylor Butcher Benjamin in the 1. Going to be 19 points out from the championship of that from Holden McGill. But we're going to be seeing, does the 1 have enough speed and can he get enough stage points to get up front and challenge for a championship? Then we have in 5th, Grant Peterson. He's going to be that of 20 points out from a championship victory. It is going to be a tall task to see what this 52 has here tonight. Logan Hamilton, going to be the last driver. 21 points out is going to be that of the 12. But certainly the speed has been there all season long, but it's going to be about how you finish here tonight. As we come and see this field, the stage is set. And like I said, Chris White joining me in the booth. Chris, this season has mounted to this moment. It is going to be a crazy finale. Darlington, 180 laps. Man, it is going to be a fun one. Chris, we're going to have to ask for you to boost your volume up as we're now going to move over to Nolan Rempel. Nolan, you've been running control, also owner of this league, been setting everything up. Nolan, coming into tonight, a lot of pressure on these drivers, but man, it is exciting to see how this thing's going to finish out.
It's going to be exciting for sure. I mean, it's been a thrill, honestly, all season long. I've enjoyed, controlling these races from start to finish, and I can't wait to see what we can get from the season finale here.
Nolan, I mean, this season, it has been a long one, but certainly coming to an end. I mean, what are some of your final thoughts before we get to this race, getting to qualifying?
Well, honestly, I would say I'm just hoping for a clean one tonight. I mean, we've had a really good run these last few weeks. It certainly has been a pleasure for all of us up here to be able to come out and put on a good show week after week, and I can only hope that we can do the same here today.
And thank you so much, Nolan, for coming up here in the booth. We're going to let you get back to the control panel so you can make sure these 14 drivers play nice here tonight. The last race of the season. A whole entire playoffs, multiple rounds have gotten us here. 30 seconds left in practice and qualifying right around the corner. Qualifying going to be 2 laps for 5 minutes to see which driver can put down the fastest lap, get that pole position here tonight. But before we get started, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, qualifying going to be underway. Thank you for joining us on LSRTV for the L-TAC Cup Series presented by the Tucson Sound Art. It's the final race of the season. We'll be right back.
ETE Reman is the world's best remanufacturer of transmissions for import and domestic cars and trucks. Based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, our customers are repair shops, auto parts stores, dealerships, and distributors. And with 6 nationwide warehouses, we're where and when you need us. So when you're looking for a transmission that is like new, only better, instill confidence and install ETE Reman.
Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, right? Our Ram trucks, truck of the year, amazing trucks. We have fun Jeeps, and then the exciting Dodge and Chrysler products. Lots of performance there, lots of excitement there. They've done a great job in really creating a full scope product line that could suit everybody's needs. Whether it's a family vehicle or a fun vehicle or a utility type vehicle or a big truck, we've got it all for our customers.
SoundArt introduces an entirely new way to listen to music in your home by combining the best of two products, a revolutionary high-fidelity, low-profile Bluetooth wireless speaker with beautiful artwork. Select from a library of artwork or upload your own photos to personalize your experience. SoundArt ushers in an era of invisible, beautiful, and amazing sound throughout your home and redefines your entire entertainment system. The need to reclaim your floor space and rid your home of unsightly speaker boxes that need to be bolted to the wall is now a thing of the past. Our canvas is printed on high-quality permalite by Breathing Color. And select from our gallery or upload your own. Standard sizes include 16 by 20 and 18 by 24 canvas wrapped. Custom sizing is available, as well as surround sound options.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the L-TAC Cup Series presented by Tucson Sound Art. Here for the Southern Comfort 250. My name is Sam Dyer. With me is Chris White in comms and in productions. We got a new face, Robert Moyer Jr. from that of Freaky Fast Broadcasting. A huge thanks to Freaky Fast for joining us here tonight and helping out for the finale. Chris, weren't really able to hear you before, but I'll ask the same question this time around. It is exciting here tonight. There's only about 2.5 minutes left in qualifying. But, man, this race, we got about 14 drivers that have loaded in. The tensions are high, especially to see what's going to happen with Holden McGill as well as Joseph, because with the small car count we have, the importance is now on stage points.
Yeah, certainly. Joseph, Holden McGill, they're, fighting for their championship here, and they're going to want to stay out of trouble. They're going to try to run their own race, hit their own lines and everything, but Darlington's a unique track, so we'll see how it goes. I think last week, Joseph, I think he said something about Darlington not being his best track. Just wanted to come here, get through it, and get the win, hopefully.
Yeah, and, getting the wins, that is what Joseph's been doing. He won Daytona, he's won Iowa, and coming into tonight, trying to get the three-peat for the championship round, as a lot of these drivers been set up into a spot where it certainly has been exciting. We started off our playoffs with a lot of drivers set up, ready, poised for a playoffs. We started off with our round of 16, where we raced for 4 races, where we got to see a lot of faces that we weren't expecting seeing getting some wins. And then we moved down to the round of 10, where we just dwindled down by 6. And then we went from 10 down to our championship 6, which honestly, every single driver in the championship 6 has been having a spectacular season for themselves. But it's been Holden McGill, top of the board currently in points. He's got 4 wins this season, 19 top 5s, 23 top 10s out of just 28 races that have been ran. I mean, Holden McGill and this 21 team certainly have been coming in, clawing for every single finish that they could get and every win. But it's Joseph who has the most wins coming into this race, with 5 wins for that 20 machine, 16 top 5s, 24 top 10s. And we're really going to be talking about those two the most, because there's only an 8-point difference between them. But because of stage points, we're going to have 2 stages. The top 10 in at the finish of stage 1 and stage 2 have the potential of gaining a lot of bonus points. The winner of stage 1 will get 10 bonus points. And if you win stage 2, that's another 10 points to be added on to if you got any points from stage 1. And it trickles down from 10 down to 1 for our top 10 that finish at each stage. Drivers are gridding up. It's time for this race to get going. It's Darlington, and drivers are amped. We're going to be seeing a couple of drivers running new schemes here tonight because it's Darlington throwback night. Some drivers got some throwback schemes and others didn't. Starting off strong, Taylor Butcher Benjamin getting the pole position. Joseph in second. Holding McGill going to be getting third. Grant Peterson going to be getting fourth place. With that of Colin Stone in fifth. Finishing out the rest of our top 10 going to be Logan Hamilton, Thad Barrick Uphold, Stephen Paulson, Frank Flores, Robert Pattengill, Richard Springer, Kyle Green, as well as Sean Deal and Ryder Strauss going to be finishing out your 14 drivers that are shown up here tonight for the finale. Oh boy, Chris, it's time to get racy here.
It certainly is. It's going to be exciting for sure. Like you said, Joseph winning the last 2 races coming into this one is carrying the most momentum. It's going to be exciting to see what he can do. Stage points you mentioned, very, very, very critical to finish good in each of these stages and try to maximize your points. With 8-point differential between the top 2, this is a close one, and these 2 are going to be battling neck and neck throughout this race.
They certainly are. And Chris, Darlington, one of the more unique courses here on the NASCAR circuit. I mean, turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 completely different from one another. You could touch on it a little bit more, but man, Darlington certainly is going to be one of the toughest tracks, especially a track to finish off the season at.
Yeah, you know what? This would be a fun track for me. I've actually got a win here when we ran the Xfinity cars for the Northwest Xfinity Series back in the day. I really enjoy Darlington, so if this was a championship race for me, I would definitely come here favoring this track. Some probably would differ from that. It's a very challenging track. Obviously, it's shaped different than most tracks. It's got some good banking. It's different at both ends, and it's a fast track. And it's a lot of fun for me, but we're going to see some interesting strategy throughout this one, I'm sure, and we'll see who comes out on top.
Most definitely. And now drivers are going to continue on with the procedure we have done almost every race during the playoffs. I think there were only about 2 that we didn't do this procedure. Drivers are going to be coming in single file into pit road, so they know exactly where their pit stall is. Chris, looking at the field, we're missing one of our 14 drivers, and he's one of our championship 6. Taylor Butcher Benjamin. If he logs in, he will be having to start on pit road.
Pit road is definitely not somewhere you want to start. Put you behind the ball game right from the start. We have that kind of thing in our league too. Definitely not where you want to start. And if you get a quick caution, it kind of bunches you back up and kind of helps you out there a little bit. But you know, we don't want to see cautions. We want to see green flag racing. That's where the excitement is. And yeah, pit road is a no-go for me.
Yeah, it is absolutely not. Again, this is going to be a throwback scheme. As just got information, Taylor Butcher Benjamin he had some internet issues. It bumped him out of the server. His goal, try to get back into the server, so at least he can say he tried to finish the final race. But this is a throwback race as well as a championship race, and you can see some of the throwback schemes that are being ran for these drivers. Going to be starting on the inside row. That's going to be the 21 of Holden McGill, who's going to be running a Cole Yarbrough throwback scheme. And then to his outside, I believe the 20 of Joseph was trying to run a kind of a Matt Kenseth throwback scheme for himself. We'll touch on more of the schemes later on because the pace car is off. And the drivers are on turn 4, waiting for that green flag in the air. We are green for the final race for the L-TAC Cup Series for the 2021 season for the Southern Comfort 250, and they're already spinning, wrecking before we even got to turn 1.
I didn't get to see what happened there. It looks like maybe they had some wheel spin trying to get the pedal to the floor to get this race going, and unfortunately, we're starting this race off with the caution flag. Unfortunately, we didn't get to complete one lap.
No, not at all. And it looked like it started pretty high up with, it might have been with Colin Stone getting himself wheel spin. You're going to see it's the second car on the inside. Wheel spins, launches up, tries to save it, almost does, but overcorrects right into Logan Hamilton. Oh, you hate to see drivers making contact this early, especially for one of our playoff drivers that's now got to be debating, does he want to use his fast repair this early on in this race? Because we still got the end of stage 1, stage 2, and for the 12 of Logan Hamilton, he needs every single stage point possible if he's going to be challenging for a championship. It's hard, man. Oh, Chris. This was one of the notes we were given, was that they had a practice race back on Wednesday night, and wheel spin was one of the biggest factors that actually brought out a lot of cautions during that practice race, and they're still struggling with it here tonight.
Yeah, and then, you know, as far as damage, they're going to have to come down pit road, maybe make an assessment, see what kind of damage they've got, how long it might take to repair that. You know, if it's just 30 seconds, 45 seconds, maybe even a minute, maybe hold on to that fast repair. Maybe get that damage fixed. It's just so early in the race. You got time to get that fixed, get back out there and see what you can do. Burning that fast repair up early on like this, you know, it takes it away from you. So you literally got to go the rest of the race and hope that nothing else happens. It's better to have that fast repair in your back pocket when the time comes later in this race.
Oh, absolutely. As drivers that had to come into pit road, going to be that of Colin Stone, Logan Hamilton, and Robert Pattingill into pit road, getting service done for themselves. But, you know, wheel spin, a factor we're going to be talking about a lot here tonight. And the reason why is these drivers are going to be running the high horsepower, low downforce package, meaning when you get on the throttle, those back tires, that torque, it just wants to launch in. It could be a struggle for sure for these drivers, which means we're also expecting to see these drivers having a loose setup. Drivers going to be having a handful on the restarts and coming out of the corners. It is going to be a mental, just a marathon really, with how much you got to focus on driving here at Darlington. Championship race here for the L-TAC Cup Series presented by Tucson Sound Art. Thank you so much to Tucson Sound Art for being one of the primary sponsors here for the L-TAC series. If you'd like to go get yourself some sound art for yourself, go to TucsonSoundArt.com, where you can they have their own sound gallery, as well as you can upload your own photo to have your own picture that also can be your own Bluetooth speaker. It's completely wireless Bluetooth, and their battery can last for days. If you want to go get yourself a Tucson Sound Art, go to TucsonSoundArt.com, where they, like I said, got their own gallery. You can add your own photo, and it's a way to just spice up your living room or wherever you want to put your Tucson Sound Art. First caution of the day here for the championship race. My name is Sam Dyer, Chris White. Big thanks to Freaky Fast for bringing in Robert Moyer Jr. to join us here tonight as our production, as Carlos Acosta had prior obligations, could not run productions here tonight. But a big thanks to Freaky Fast for helping us. Thank you for joining us on LSRTV. Chris, drivers are now going to try to get stacked up. You got Holden McGill, Joseph, Grant Peterson, top 3 drivers that are hunting and battling for a championship. I mean, when you're this close with such a small field, there's not a lot of points that can be gained on one another.
It's one of the issues when you got such a low car count. Points are less than you would hope if you had a 30 car count. Each position does matter, though, so they're going to try to do the best they can to stay up front and maximize their points. But they were probably wishing to see more cars show up here tonight.
Big news with this quick caution that came out. Taylor Butcher Benjamin had plenty of time to get back on track and is only 1 lap down currently. When he got back into the server, he was 2 laps down. Got gifted a wave around. We'll see if the one could get back on the lead lap if we have another quick caution. As the drivers are stacked up, it's Holden McGill, Joseph, Grant Peterson, Barrick Uphold, and Frank Flores, your top 5. Pace cars off once again. Let's try attempt number 2. Green flag out in the air. It's going to be Holden McGill, Joseph side by side coming across the line. I think we got a much cleaner start that time, as they're still side by side through turns 1 and 2. It's going to be the 20. Joseph finding the run and taking the lead onto the backstretch.
Joseph taking the lead there. McGill there following close. These guys, they want to get some green flag laps in. They want to see how these cars are going to handle for the long run for this race. and certainly want to figure out what it's going to take to stay up front so they don't get caught back up in traffic and find themselves getting some damage. But this is going to be an exciting race.
Driver already having issues and automatically
I got
disconnected.
Systems here real quick, so I'll be right back.
All good. As Colin Stone had to disconnect after getting loose, he'll be following all the way back to 14th place. He's reconnected back into the race currently as we're on board with Barrick Uphold. Watching the back bumper of that of 52. Grant Peterson. Peterson rocking kind of a Kevin Harvick throwback scheme and hoping to get some luck from the closer. As behind, he got the 6. Rich Springer still running his Valvoline 6. Throwback to Mark Martin's days of running that scheme. So still throwbacks to be thrown around. These drivers continue to battle along as the battle for fourth still on heavy, on board with Uphold. A little bit of plan. So we're going to ride around for a lap here at Darlington, and you're going to be seeing the 92 arching down, going high, just getting the feel, trying to get as close to the outside wall, and on the exit goal, get as low as possible so you don't get to that outside wall. And Uphold, trying to utilize the draft. This course is only 1.36 miles. It's in that buffer zone, almost as the length as the Nashville Superspeedway that the drivers are now starting to run as that's joined. As that is a lap on Darlington. Top 5, you could say, all within a second of one another. And drivers further back having more issues. Ryder Schrauf had to go into pit road, get service done, as well as Colin Stone. Both going to be having issues for themselves, but back here, the battle for 7th. Frank Flores, Stefan Purcell battling along with one another, and behind them, Logan Hamilton, who's involved in that first wreck, just trying to limp this 12 as far as he can go, as whoop, hit a little loose there with Purcell, but holding on. That's going to be one of the deals they have to worry about all night long. And also you can see the lights. We're expecting them to click on any time now because the dark, we're seeing darkness. The sun's setting. That means the sparks are about to fly. Logan Hamilton going to be ducking it low, trying to make a pass here for 8th place. And the 57 into the outside wall. More contact going to be made with that of Logan Hamilton. And just like that, it's not the cleanest pass, but it's one of those things where drivers, when they're so close to one another, are going to make contact at some point. As the battle continues on, we're going to be moving back up to our top 3 because Grant Peterson has found a little bit of speed as he's on the back bumper of Holden Gill, Joseph. Our front 3 all battling for a championship. It's Joseph that has dominated the whole entire championship round. He won at Daytona, won at Iowa, now looking for the sweep as the championship round was only 3 races. This is the last race to be seen. But coming into this race, because of a lack of stage points by the 20, finds himself being 8 points out from that of Holden McGill, who runs in 2nd. And now, thinking about ducking it low, not going to be making pass just yet, just trying to throw a little bit of spice, put some pressure on. Joseph running close to the outside wall, but our top 3 all challenging with one another. Grant Peterson comes in 5th in the points, 20 points out from that of Holden McGill. So everyone that's in this championship, they're all looking for a shot to really go for this championship tonight. And some of the drivers I got to talk to, I mean, Holden McGill, he loved the fact that he was in really a non-pressure type of a move. He felt like he just had to come in, run consistent, have that confidence, and he was going to be able to go for the championship because he had that buffer. Came in with the thought that, Holden McGill, all he needed to do was make sure he finished in the top 2 for both stages and make sure he just had to finish in front of the 20, and he had this championship locked up. For that of Joseph, though, his mentality, get as many points during the stage as possible. And for Grant Peterson, who runs in 3rd, he's got to win stage 1, win stage 2, and bank on that. The 20 and the 21 have disaster strike for the both of them as all 14 drivers back out on track. That of Colin Stone, as well as Ryder Schrauf, able to get repairs done, back out on track as all the drivers currently running strong and staying single file for now. Closest battle on track is our leaders currently. Everyone else starting to space out. This is when we usually see a Darlington. Drivers start to build up a long green flag run. The timing of this caution that came out first lap, it didn't seem like there was enough time for the drivers to really build up enough of really enough fuel saving for these drivers. We were expecting them to go around 40 to 42 laps. I don't think they would have enough time to save enough fuel. As you can see, the difference on pacing. When it's in green, it means that we're seeing that of Holden McGill running faster than our leader of Joseph. When it's in white, Joseph's running faster, and you're seeing it. It's just bobbing back and forth, a little bit here, a little bit there, but it's really this time around. How big was the difference? It was just a couple. It's just 0.05 of a second going to that of Holden McGill, which is why we're seeing the drivers right on each other's bumper. These are the drivers that we knew were going to be battling for the championship, and they certainly are putting on a show here tonight. Continuing on with the speed, we're seeing a driver slipping up back in 7th, now back in 8th. Richard Springer, slow, low, the 6th, who was battling to get in the top 5 and was in the top 5, got loose into the outside wall. Now might be thinking about going into pit road. Is that of Richard Springer. One of the toughest pit roads to get in because it's kind of a blind spot to try to slow down and make sure you don't hit those water barrels. And the 6th does a great job getting into pit road. Once again, this is the 3rd driver under this green flag run that has had to come into pit road for either internet or they had an issue on track. As we move back up to the leaders, Joseph, Holden McGill, they're even closer this time around. As that 21, he's seen that it's easy to catch up to the driver in front, but making the passes where it gets difficult. And I think for Holden McGill, it's all about pressuring, putting the pressure on Joseph, making the 20 make a mistake so this 21 can capitalize on it. That's all your mentality is. Darlington, one of those tracks where it's not about racing the drivers around you. It's more of racing the racetrack and focusing on yourself. Don't make any mistakes, especially with this high horsepower, low downforce, meaning that you really don't have the grip to stay low, and that rear end wants to spin out on you every single time you get on the throttle. So you got to be patient every single lap, every single time you come out of the corners. When do you want to get on the throttle? Ease into the throttle, and you can start to make some moves forward. As we were watching the battle for the lead, the battle for 3rd actually has changed. Barrick Uphold been able to move up into 3rd place. That 92 machine slowly finding some pace for himself. Still running slower than our leaders, but still looking pretty good for themselves currently. As Richard Springer had to come back into pit row, the 6th, he issues for himself. Hate to see some of this calamity that's been hitting some of the drivers that have been looking like favorites, but a driver that has been on the move after his incident, part of the first caution of the day. Logan Hamilton in 6th position, continuing on to run as hard as he can currently, and he'll try to continue on. I mean, for a lot of these drivers, they're going to be putting the pressure on for one another, but you can just see the 12. He's got a little bit of damage that he's been trying to repair. You might not see it in the cockpit, but he's got a lot of right side and left side front bumper problems where it's a little bit crinkled there, as well as the rear left having a little bit of crinkles on this 12 machine, as he's got really in no man's zone. He's got about 3.5 seconds ahead of him. You got Sean Deal, and then 2.5 seconds, almost 3 seconds back is Kyle Green. Drivers starting to space out from one another, and the driver that's starting to move forward from further back from Logan Hamilton, Kyle Green, up 5 positions for himself. And for Kyle Green, he has been the Mr. Spoiler. He was one of the hottest drivers coming from the round of 10 into the round of 6. Got caught up in some incidences, but this 78, we know he's got a lot of speed, but it's usually when he's dominating early on that we feel like, hey, Kyle Green's going to win this race. Right now, didn't have the best qualifying run, and now currently just running in 7th, looking to have a good, solid top 10 finish. Might even find a little bit more pace and finish in the top 5 as he's running just as fast as the drivers in front of him. Hopping a little bit further back in 11th, we're going to be seeing one of our other playoff drivers. First car 1 lap down. That's going to be the one of Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Missed coming into pit row, starting grid, had to start on pit road, was 2 laps down, but that first wreck allowed him to get a wave around. The one, still only driver that is a 1 lap down currently, so if yellow comes out and the one's not involved, he'll get back on the lead lap. Butcher Benjamin comes in 4th in points, 19 points out, and needs to have a caution. God, I mean, it is almost a must for Taylor Butcher, Benjamin, as well as Grant Peterson. And also you can throw in that of Logan Hamilton. They have to be one of the drivers to win stage 1 as well as win stage 2. With how many points back they are, they need to gain as many, and also hope for the 20 and the 21 to have a major slip up to cause them to practically finish in last for both of themselves. But currently, drivers are starting to space out as much as they can, because some of the closest battle going on is drivers that are on lap traffic for some. As dropping forward now into 10th position, you got Robert Pattengill finding himself in between Colin Stone and the driver he's trying to get by. That of Stefan Purcell is the one able to make the pass over that of Frank Flores, excuse me. Kevin Frank's one of the drivers that could not show up here tonight, but for that of Frank Flores, this team 23 team coming in with a Bobby Allison Long Lewis Ford throwback scheme, and all the drivers throwing out different throwback schemes. Some of these drivers have actually been working on these throwback schemes for almost a couple of weeks since the championship round started. Drivers have been submitting, hey, I think I'm going to run this. Now, you know what? I'm going to run this scheme for ourselves. And honestly, starting to see more and more drivers getting connected in. So I think we might have gotten Chris White back. Chris, are you back?
Yeah, Sam, I am back.
Woo, we got Chris back up in the booth, got the session, and also got his settings figured out. Well, Chris, I mean, we're starting to see the field extremely spread out as we're coming up to 20 laps to go in this stage 1, where we've seen stage points be so important, but everyone's pretty spread out for one another, expecting, I think, green flag pit stops probably going to be the biggest move on if drivers going to lose or gain positions. You could probably touch on it a little bit more than I can. How difficult is it getting on pit road here at Darlington? Because up in the booth, it seems like it's one of the hardest pit entries to get into.
Yeah, Darlington certainly is a tricky one. You can overshoot that entrance real quick if you don't get slowed down in time. Green flag pit stops are definitely tricky. If a caution comes out, certainly makes it a lot easier. But as this first stage winds down, the 20 is just out there sailing away. He's doing what he's got to do. Of course, he's carrying that momentum the last couple of years here. Doing a fantastic job. Joseph out there in first. Looks like he's got a little over, about a 3.2 second lead over Holden McGill right now, and he's just sailing away, Sam. I think he's got something good for tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm starting to think of possible strategies on why that we've seen the 21 fall back. Could be the fact that dirty air causing the 21 to use a little bit more tire than he was expecting to use for himself, which is making him lose time. Or Holden McGill might be getting the telemetry that's telling him if you slow down just enough, you might be able to save enough fuel to be able to have a great finish at the end of the stage, as we weren't given confirmed stats on when these drivers are going to be coming into pit road. We've seen throughout the season some races drivers are able to stretch it completely to whenever the stage break is. In other races, drivers are about 15 to 20 laps shy of making it to the stage break. So for these drivers, they've been able to make it about 30 laps, which that's where the 1.5 mile distance is. But Stefan Purcell going to be the first driver into pit road back in 10th position. 57 going to be ducking it into pit road, and that might be a telling sign of drivers that might have to come into pit road here shortly for our leaders, as Joseph, he has caught up to lap traffic now, as it's going to be Robert Pattengill going to be the next driver to be going a lap down, as we're watching on board with the 44, Sean Deal. Certainly a driver that we thought maybe had a chance into the outside wall and able to hold on. Scary situation for the 44, and that's going to be his call. He's going down onto the apron, getting slow into pit road for himself, as well as the 21. Holden McGill into pit road as well.
That was a hard hit there with the 44 into the wall. He's going to suffer some damage, so he's hitting pit road. He's going to get that checked out, probably take 4 tires as well and fuel. Some of these guys will come down pit road, certainly. Now probably to get those tires refreshed and reset, so that when the yellow comes out for the stage in, they will start towards the front, and then those guys that did not come down pit road will then come down and get their service and start behind them. So this could be a partial strategy call on some of these guys. Unfortunately, the 44 got into the wall, and I think he was forced to pit road to check out that damage.
And now it's going to be our leader, Joseph into pit road for the 20. And we've seen throughout this season, some drivers thinking about taking tires, others not. Driver that did, Holden McGill, took tires on this pit stop. He is banking on making sure he can get the best points going into stage 1. He wants to win stage 1 with this call. And now it's a question on Joseph. Will he take tires here or not? And it's just fuel for the 20.
Strategy, we're seeing it right now live in this race. Strategy coming into play. The 20 not taking tires means he's probably going to come back out and cycle back out to the lead. 21 taking tires, we'll see what those fresh tires can do and see how much he can close the gap on the 20 car. But we're seeing some differences here, and it's going to play out differently for these guys. The 20 is looking to get that stage win, so I think that's why he probably decided not to take tires. He's trying to get maximum points here.
Flashes of the fans. It's great to see that fans are getting back into stadiums, and honestly, it's nice to see that even on iRacing, Robert Pattengale on and up front, leading his way, but she's showing the signs. Might be coming to pit road this time by. No, going to be staying out. 33, Robert Pattengale, leading as many laps as possible. One of the last drivers that need to come to pit road. And one of the calls that could make him be able to stretch it this far. And man, what a call this is going to be as, oh boy, 33. I mean, you could just see how slow he has to crawl really through 1 and 2 to just get around the corner. And now he's going low, getting out of the way. There goes the 20. Joseph to the lead as Robert Pattengale showing signs. He is now going into pit road.
He is certainly ducking down pit road. I was just hearing on my end through race chatter that 33 looks like he missed the entry the last time around. That's why it looked like he was off pace there. Coming around the track slow, and now he is on pit road for his service.
Oh no! Purcell ducking it low, almost making contact with Holden McGill. And he is spun out, and Stephen Purcell completely got loose, tried to hold on, bounced off the outside wall, almost took out our points leader into this race, and he finally gets straightened out. Oh my goodness. Disaster for the 57, but we stay green as we're coming up to 10 laps to go here in stage 1. Again, it's at the end of lap 50. Once all 10 drivers have come across the line, that's when the yellow will wave. Right now, it's Joseph in the lead, but only by 5.5 seconds because Holden McGill, who took 4 fresh tires on his last pit stop, is trying to run down the 22. And looking at the pace we're seeing, I think he might be able to do it here, Chris.
I don't know. He might reel him in, but that's these laps are ticking by pretty quick. So I think the 20 is in a pretty good spot to capture the win in this stage, as long as he doesn't make any mistakes himself. But back to the 57 spinning there, we stayed green, and we see that because he kind of spun down into the inside of the track and below the line that would have triggered a caution. So we're staying green here as the 21 is now coming up and around the 57. Oh, getting right up there. He's looking low. Yeah, these laps are winding down, but it's pretty exciting here, Sam.
Oh, oh my goodness. We're watching back of the 21, and I got to say, it has been terrifying to see the closing rate as the 20 of Joseph continues to just log laps, banking on the fact that lap traffic's holding off at the 21, but you see it there, the white and red, 21 of Holden McGill. He's on the same backstretch. He's only 3.5, almost 3 seconds away from catching up to Joseph.
Yeah, Joseph maintaining the lead, but that lead is shrinking extremely fast right now. Now, my question here is when this stage ends, does Joseph and the 20 hit pit road for tires? And if so, does the 21 stay out with those fresher tires to start stage 2? So that's where we're going to see some strategy come into play. And if that's the case, then Joseph is going to be, of course, not up front and back in traffic. So we're going to have to see what happens here in a few laps.
Yeah, drivers here tonight, we're given 5 sets, 4 in pit road to work with. So you got a little bit of a buffer to work with. Right now, Holden McGill only has 3 sets left. So, I mean, if you really wanted to, Holden McGill could technically take a set of tires at this stage break and still have 2 to work with. One that he could use at stage at the end of stage 2 and then just have that final set. But it certainly would put him in a precarious spot if we started to have, a lot of late cautions popping up. But right now, Joseph been caught. Holden McGill, fresh tires right on the back bumper, and got a feeling the pass is going to be made either in this corner or on the next stretch, and he's right back to it. Blocking being made. It's so difficult to make the passes on the corners, but once you get to the stretches, on the back stretch, here comes the 21. Holden and McGill, not enough space.
So close. The 21 is now looking to the inside of the 20 car. Those fresher tires certainly paying off. I don't think the 20 is going to be able to hold on. The 20.
Contact!
Oh, nope, they got
contact
contact.
Gonna be made! Holden McGill into Joseph, and Joseph with a little bit of side damage into the wall, and with the contact with the 21. It was hard racing, but man, I know both drivers probably didn't want that pass to go that way.
No, Joseph is he's probably racing his rearview mirror more than the windshield there, playing defense, and he just doesn't have the grip. He doesn't have the tires there to hold him off. We saw it coming. That gap was closing so fast, and the 21 certainly caught him. And it's tough to pass here, and we could see that there with the way this track's laid out. So obviously the 21 with the fresher tires now out in front and sailing away. Looks like 21 McGill did what he had to do to secure this win in stage 1.
And with Holden McGill and where Joseph are running, with them finishing here, this could potentially lock it up into just a 2-horse race for the championship. It practically was looking like that just because of how close they were in points for that of Holden McGill having the points lead by over 8 points over Joseph. But then you looked further back. I mean, Holden McGill had 18 points over Jeremy Berger, who could not race here tonight, but felt like he had a great season overall for himself. And then 19 points back, it's Taylor Butcher Benjamin, who's in 10th place, looking to get only 1 bonus point, so it'll drop him back even further than 19 points back after this stage is done. Then you got that of Grant Peterson, who's luckily in 3rd, but he'll be losing a couple of points over the leaders in front of him. As pit road is closed, drivers getting prepared as we're coming to the white flag at stage 1. End of lap 50. Stage 1 will come to a close. Top 10 get bonus points, starting off with the winner getting 10 bonus points, dropping all the way down to just 1 in 10th. As it's Holden McGill just lingering, being consistent. He went with the strategy call of 4 fresh tires under a green flag pit stop, and it got him up front. Lap 50 is here. It's all about surviving after our yellow flag pit stops are the end of stage 1. We'll interview our stage winners, and right now, Holden McGill must be feeling mighty confident for himself on the back stretch, over 5 seconds ahead of that of Joseph, and almost being able to lap the rest of the field. If we saw this 21 pit sooner, he could have lapped most of the field here as he comes across the line. Holden McGill winning stage number 1. It's going to be Joseph in 2nd, Grant Peterson 3rd, as we're waiting for the 1 to come across the line. Chris, what a stage by that of Holden McGill, and he needed those tires if he was going to make that pass on Joseph.
Certainly, he came to pit road when he needed to. He got those fresh tires. He did what he had to do to get this win, maximize his points moving forward in this race. That's what you want to do as a driver. And Joseph was trying. He was trying to outdo him, and with a little bit of strategy. And unfortunately, those tires were not going to hold up. And some of these other guys, like Butcher Benjamin and whatnot, way back there in 10th, like you said, minimum points in the stage result there. So. And he's still a lap down, so that's going to play into effect too. Half this field's a lap down, like you were saying. This 21 was nearly getting there to lap this whole field. So we'll have to see what happens when these guys hit pit road, and which it looks like they're doing right now, and we'll get set for stage 2.
It's going to be a battle of the 2, the 21 and the 20, into pit road to see who's going to be finishing 1st or 2nd out of their pit box. Joseph backed off a little bit, so there's plenty of space for the 21. Even if he has a little bit of a slip up, you might be able to still hold on as they're coming down into pit road. Holden McGill, I think we're going to wait and see. We know Joseph's taking tires on this stop. The question is if the 21 takes tires under the stage 1 caution and brake. As he's coming into pit road, we'll see if the jacks go up or if it's just fuel for Holden McGill. And looking like jacks are up. He's taking tires this time.
Yeah, these guys hit the pit road, take the tires. You know, Sam, I'm kind of liking some of these cars with the retro paint schemes on them. It's always a fun deal to come back here to Darlington and see the retro schemes. I've raced retro schemes here myself, and most notably the Dale Jarrett scheme a while back, and went to victory lane with it, so it was kind of fun. These cars are looking pretty good.
Well, we are now done with pit road. That means we're going to be bringing up Holden McGill. Holden, and it's Sam up in the booth as well as Chris. You won stage 1. Went with the gutsy call of taking tires. You took tires as well under this stage break. How are you feeling about your shot after winning stage 1?
Yeah, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I did not mean to do that. I did not want to take tires on that stop, and so I might have shot myself in the foot here.
I mean, luckily you only got 2 more sets to work with, so it's going to put you in an interesting spot moving forward. But Holden, getting those stage points, it's massive. You now got over a 9-point gap over that of Joseph for the rest of the race. What is the mentality moving forward from here, finishing stage 2 into the rest of the race?
Just hope it goes fairly green, I guess. That would be about the only way it can work back into my favor for the 3rd stage. So, yeah, hopefully everybody keeps behaving.
And Chris, you got any questions?
Well, it looks like you got a solid run there, car here at Darlington. Those tires certainly paid off and got you up there. It looks like you got into the 20 a little bit when you made that pass, and then you sailed away. You're doing what you got to do. Stage win, maximum points. Do you think this 20 is going to have anything for you?
Yeah, I think he's got a lot for me. I think he's the faster car, to be completely honest with you, but I'm just going to keep doing what I've got to do, and if I just stay consistent and beat everybody but him, I don't think he can get ahead of me in points. So that's the plan.
Well, it's the 21. Holden McGill, your stage 1 winner. Holden, we're going to send you back down to your team chat, but good luck for the rest of the night.
Thanks, guys.
Well, Chris, interesting drama. Didn't mean to take tires, so he's now left with only 2, while the rest of the field still has 3 sets to work with in pit road. Holden McGill has put himself in a hole, but luckily with how small this field is and the fact that we still have 8 drivers on the lead lap, this is putting the drivers into a spot where even if we see Holden have a little bit of a slip up because of how many drivers are a lap down currently, this might not be the worst thing for the 21.
No, I was kind of shocked to hear him say that he didn't mean to take tires there, because if he hadn't have taken tires, he would still be up front on older tires, and these other guys with fresher tires would have certainly blown by him, pretty much upsetting the 21 in traffic and sending him to the back, and that's where you can find trouble. So I think he's going to appreciate the fact that he got tires and is going to be able to most likely hold his position up front there. We're going to see what happens here as we go back green.
Green flag back in the air. It's a mad dash and contact still. The 21 and the 20 cannot get off of one another. Holden McGill, Joseph going into turn number 1. It's Holden McGill up front as we are green for stage 2 of the L-TAC Cup Series Championship race here for the Southern Comfort 250. Oh boy, Chris, it's not over. Here comes the 20 to the inside, trying to make the pass for the lead. And it looks, they're still drag racing it. Might be more contact. They hold strong. No contact yet, but they're still drag stripping it down the front stretch into turn number 1.
And the 20 is trying to complete that pass on the low side of the 21. I think the 21 lifts a little bit there, lets the 20 get by. They fall in line. These guys are top the chart standings and points. They're top the charts in the race right now, and there's a reason for that. They're running for a championship. They're battling hard. They're banging doors. That's what racing's all about. Looks like they're trying to not get themselves wrecked, but keep moving forward. And it's getting exciting when these guys are getting close like that.
Could have been a little bit of a sign of respect. I mean, the way that we saw the 21 kind of move up, give all the space in the world, it looked like. Might have been Holden McGill saying, hey, I didn't mean to make contact. You know what? Just take the spot, take off. I'll try to save my tires. As still, our front 2 Coming into stage 2, it went from 8 points being the difference, now 9 points, because that of Holden McGill was able to win stage 1, getting an extra bonus point over that of Joseph. Joseph finished in second at the end of stage 1. So that means there is a lot more of a gap, adversity we're going to be seeing from this 20 team, who needs to figure out how to get more points. Also banking on Holden McGill having a little bit of a slip up. And, I think for that of Joseph, there might have to be a call for him to come in, take tires, because he needs stage points. Stage points is what's been hurting the 20 and made it to where he did not have the points lead coming into tonight's race.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see if that's the case, if he comes down to get more tires. Right now he's running pretty solid out front, 21 close in pursuit there. Peterson, 52, a solid run back in third, and followed by Green and Hamilton. He's still got 8 cars on the lead lap, and the rest, 3 cars 1 lap down, 1 car 2 laps down. We got Springer 4 laps down, and Colin Stone back there driving an old Richard Petty paint scheme, 6 laps down. These guys are running pretty good. With the smaller field, these cars get spaced out a little bit, so we tend to see green flag racing more so than we would with the full field of cars when the race gets to come around. But right now, the 20's leading the way.
20's leading the way, but the 21 of Holden McGill tried to make the pass, got loose, touching the apron, and you saw the snap by the 21. What a save. That could have been disastrous, but he's still loose, holding on. Woo! Holden McGill, he's still battling as hard as he can, but man, is every single lap just a struggle. As you look at those hands, you're seeing how they're trying to stay low, trying to get as much as they can, but it's on the exit when you see them tilting back and forth, getting the runs. Gonna be Holden McGill coming into turn number 3, side by side. This is the more narrow aspect of this course. 3 and 4, much more narrow, means a little bit slower, but you can get a great launch out of the corner. A little bit of bobble from the 20 of Joseph. Holding on strong is the 20 machine on the outside, keeping it still within 2/10 is our front 2.
It looks like the 21 of McGill here and there. It looks like he gets solid runs off the corners there. It comes up to the 20, but just can't make the pass. Like I mentioned earlier, it's pretty hard to pass here at Darlington. You really got to hit your marks and hit it just right to come off those corners and get down underneath the driver in front of you. Looks like he's going to settle in behind the 20 right now.
And we're actually going to be, we've been seeing the markers of the differences between, first and second. We're going to drop back 3 spots from the differences from Joseph to Kyle Green and see the speed differences of the leader when he's being challenged by someone and the driver that's been looking like the fastest car on track these last couple of laps. And you can kind of see when drivers are battling so strong, it can get hard between these drivers as you're seeing the gap. I mean, Joseph, he was running strong, but you could see the differences to drive whenever the laps were in green. That was when Holden McGill was challenging our leader, Joseph, and Grant Peterson was doing well for himself, catching up. And really, both third and fourth, they're catching up quickly for our leaders, but also lap traffic, 7 Purcell in the way. They have to duck it low under the 57, and that's going to be great for Joseph. He got the better entry and got past the lap car much easier.
He did, but Joseph in the 20 just got in the wall and scraped the wall there, so that just killed his momentum going through that corner. The 20 closing back up on him, but some of these guys like Peterson and Green back there want to see these 2 up front battling side by side. That allows them to close in, which is what was happening there. I wonder if the 20 just suffered a little bit of damage because it looked like he hit the wall through that turn there on the last lap.
Yeah, a little bit of damage. You can see the difference. Those 61, 62, those were the laps when it was side by side between Holden McGill and Joseph and Kyle Green, who was closing in. Thank you so much to the Freaky Fast broadcasting crew, that of Robert Moyer, for joining us and being our production producer for tonight's race, as Carlos Costa was busy giving us all the Freaky Fast different statistics that they've got for us to look at. As Chris, looking at this field right now, we're running to the end of lap 100. That's when stage 2 will come to a close. Still a lot of racing to go, but we know there will be a green flag pit stop if we stay green. I mean, looking at this field right now, and the way the points are looking like, it's going to be between our front 2, unless they've been beating and banging, they've been clawing at one another. If they take each other out, Grant Peterson is just lingering there, and he might be a little bit too far back for my liking points-wise, but he's still got a very slim shot of winning this championship as he's being challenged by Kyle Green.
Well, Grant Peterson, I mean, he's doing all he can do at this point. He's just watching them leaders battle neck and neck, and not much else he can do. If something happens with the 20 and the 21, if they get into each other, he's going to try to maximize whatever he can get out of his race. He's running a solid race right now in third as the 21 is closing back in on the 20. These guys, I'm thinking the 21 is probably thankful he did take tires. Otherwise, he probably wouldn't be up here with the 20 car. So we're going to have to see if they make green flag pit stops before this stage ends, or if they run it out to the end and then make pit stops. But more strategy, I'm sure we'll see here soon.
Oh, most definitely. And, I got to talk with, I asked all of our top 6 drivers, how are they feeling about this race? For that of Jeremy Berger, I kind of got notified that he wasn't going to race, so I just asked him how he thought about his season. He thought it was pretty well. He's stout for himself, but some of the other drivers that we've been watching and seeing racing around, I mean, you got Logan Hamilton that we're seeing this 12, currently running in 5th place, trying to make a surge forward, trying to get by the 1 who's the first car lap down. But Logan Hamilton in this 12 machine, I was asking him, like, how did you feel about your season overall, and what was the mentality coming into this race? And he felt like this race had so much. I mean, this whole entire season, really, there was so much potential for this 12 to get a lot more wins for himself. He only came away with 1 when he really felt like he had the speed and the pacing to get 5+ wins this season and to have a lot more top 5s and top 10s, because coming in, he's one of the drivers that really was the most consistent of a lot of these guys out here, had the 3rd most top 5s, 3rd most of the top 10s, but just felt like he was always a little bit short. The potential he felt like was always there. And tonight, running a very similar scheme, kind of dedicated to Jimmy Johnson's Lowe's machines back in the day, getting loose, holding on, that outside wall getting real scary for these drivers still pushing forward. But, for this 12 team, they are putting on their best effort after being involved in our first caution of the day when we saw Wheel Spin bring out these drivers in their first caution. As we drop back, see what the 44 is doing. Sean Deal, he almost made it into the championship, 6, but just came up short. Didn't have the best run for himself, but having fun in this cotton candy, hot pink, and baby blue with some black and white trim on it. Some of these schemes, Chris, they've been looking pretty nice so far tonight.
Yeah, certainly. In that 44 got in the wall earlier. Looks like he still has that damage. May not have used his fast repair. Yeah, but this scheme on this car looks pretty good. It kind of reminds me, well, because it is a Jeff Burton paint scheme way back in the day when the old 99 X-Side car was on track, and which is what I believe this paint scheme is coming from. But looking nice. Like I was saying, some of these cars are looking pretty cool. I like Colin Stone's Richard Petty colors. Yeah.
Yeah, all the guys had fun with their different schemes they were able to rock here tonight, and they've done a great job with everything that they have put out here. Every single week, trying to put the best foot forward for all these drivers, and they have done a fabulous job. As looking at some of the other drivers, I mean, you've got that at Barrick Uphold, that rear end inside is looking toast, but still trying to run and have the best run. I think a lot of the drivers, they're in their minds, they don't want to burn their fast repair this early on in the race. And looking at the drivers that have already used the fast repair for themselves, Ryder Strauss already used the fast repair, as well as Richard Springer. Those are the only 2 that have used the fast repair so far this race. Everyone else still has one, just in case they blow their engine or are caught up in another big one.
Yep, you said it there, Sam. Just in case, you don't want to burn that thing too early if you don't have to. You never know what's going to happen later in the race, and you certainly want that in case something happens. If you get too much front end damage, that engine blows, you certainly want that fast repair in your pocket. Otherwise, your race will be down. But yeah, the laps are ticking down, and these guys are running. And Taylor Butcher Benjamin in the 1 car right there is sitting in the first car 1 lap down position. So it looks like the stage where they end, he'd probably get his lap back, free pass. I think that's what his eyes are set on at the moment.
Looking at some of the drivers that have already pitted so far during this stint, we've already seen 57 Seth Purcell had to come in earlier, getting some 4 fresh tires about 9 laps ago, and he's just going to be cruise control. And looking at some of the other drivers and where they're at, it's really the battles between drivers that are battling with lap traffic. The closest battle for position, though, for third place, and is Kyle Green into the outside wall for the 76 in fourth place. And he now is in the clutches of the one. Taylor Butcher Benjamin, first car a lap down, is that one machine. But Kyle Green, he was looking quick, but got a little bit too overzealous back of the throttle. And he'll be falling back, hurting his machine, and might have to come in and get some more repairs done once we get to the stage break. But for a lot of these drivers still thinking about when they're going to be coming into pit road, and we're looking at the drivers around lap 85 to lap 90. Going to be around the zone that we're looking for these drivers to make their pit stop, but some drivers might think about stretching it a little bit further than that. But I think if you're a driver that's going to be going for the strategy of taking tires, I like pitting earlier. I think making the undercut is a much better position because we saw so many drivers almost going a lap down, even more than we had just riding around because of the difference in speeds on being on the much older tires compared to 4 fresh ones. I mean, Chris, would you like someone to maybe think about undercutting if you're going to be taking 4 tires, if that's your strategy for here for stage 2?
It's definitely a possibility. Sometimes I do that myself. For instance, the 21 right now, he's already noticing that on the longer run, he's not able to maintain or keep up with the 20 car. So, maybe he's thinking he's going to need to come down pit road, get service done, come back out, and hope that the 20 doesn't pit. In fact, I think the 21 is about to hit the pit road here shortly.
21, Holden McGill. This is around the similar time that we saw him lose a lot of ground, and into pit road is the 21 of Holden McGill, and he comes in all practically perfect. And another way you can lose a lot of ground is coming in speeding. You don't want to get any penalties under pit road. Get caught on an unsafe pit entry, speeding into pit road, or even speeding while you're under pit road or exiting. So many penalties could be costly, especially under green flag pit stops. Everyone's so spread out. We're expecting this thing to go green as we're riding on board with 52. Grant Peterson, he'll be heading into pit road and try to be aggressive on this pit entry. Is going to be Kyle Green. Green's got to be careful. Water barrel's coming up, and he's able to whoa in time. With 52, a little bit on the binders, a little bit of smoke popping up, as well as the 12 following suit. Second through fourth, all into pit road.
The 20 car, Joseph does not hit pit road. He continues to maintain the lead, stays out on track. I don't know what the 21's doing on pit road. If he's taking tires, he's got that one less set of tires out there. So I think the 20 is probably planning to ride this stage out to the end at this point. We'll have to wait and see.
And looking at the times, Holden McGill did click off on those tires. So fuel only for the 21 this time by. Trying to make sure he's got 2 sets set just to make sure that he's good to the end, because, man, it's dangerous if he only had 1 more set after coming into pit road. But you're seeing all the other drivers getting back out. Grant Peterson and others out of pit road, looking like everyone else that has come in so far, just going with fuel only for those that have pitted. For Holden McGill, Grant Peterson, Kyle Green, Logan Hamilton, as well as that of Frank Flores, and you can throw in that of Ryder Strauss, all coming in, getting fuel only for themselves, and going to be getting back into pit road. And now we wait for our top 4, that being Joseph, Sean Deal, Barrick Uphold, Taylor Butcher Benjamin. When will they come into pit road, and if they want to take any tires to try to secure a better stage finish? Chris, still drivers out there wandering around. We know around lap 90, that's when we're going to be seeing a lot of these guys that are up front still holding for themselves coming to pit road. A lot of drivers just going with fuel only here in these stops, making sure they are set up and got the maximum amount of tires going into the rest of this race. And where the drivers are at, it's looking like it's just going to be a 2-horse battle as Joseph into pit road. A very aggressive pit stop for this 20 machine.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the 20 is going to stay out for the remainder of the stage. He hits pit road for service. We'll have to see if he takes tires or if he's going to play the same strategy as the 21 car did as he's coming down pit road right now, approaching his pit box. We'll see if he gets in there. Hope he doesn't make any mistakes. Mistakes can get you. And we have 8 cars on the lead lap right now, so the stage is winding down. 20 makes it in. Oh, and he overshoots a little bit. Looks like he had to back up there, Sam.
Just slightly, that little bit of a slip up. We'll see how much it hurts them. Right now, the drivers that have pitted so far, the leading that group is going to be Holden McGill. We'll see if he can gain any more time as watching where drivers are at. Joseph, similar pit numbers coming in. I think the 20 should be good to be able to stay out as our leader once we see the cycle go through. As Barrick Uphold being one of the last drivers coming to pit road, he does so, and right now, the difference between the 20 and the 21, 2.7 seconds is the difference. As Joseph looking to even the odds for stage 1 and stage 2 between the 20 and the 21.
Certainly. I think that little overshoot on his pit box kind of altered what he might have wanted to do in that pit stop. Looks like it was just a quick splash and go just to give him a little extra fuel to get to the end of the stage. But he does get back out safely and onto the track and continues to lead just under 3 seconds. And as the stage winds down, it looks like he may, as you said, reverse the script here for stage 2 and take the stage 2 win. I think that would even out the point standings again, wouldn't it?
It would even us back to being just -8. It got bumped up to -9 after stage 1. Now it's going to be moving us back down to -8. There's also the most laps led bonus points and other bonus points that are there to be grabbed, but right now we are being notified of what the points are looking like from Nolan Rempel, who talked to us earlier in the broadcast, who also is our race control. He gives us updates on the point standings. He'll give us another update after stage 2 is over. Hard contact for Stephen Purcell as we are 10 laps to go. The 21 into the wall, sliding, holding on. Oh no, Holden McGill. He's already made contact plenty of times with Joseph, but now into the wall for the 21. Doesn't look like it's too bad of damage, but you saw how sideways he got. I mean, that's about the third time I've seen him get that sideways in this 21 car, which is showing amazing talent, but you can only save it that many times before the car just gives out on you.
Certainly, I saw that happen there. I've been seeing the 20 car brushing the wall a time or two here too, as we go on board with the 21 car. Just watch his hands, watch him take that wheel through the corners. Older tires, these cars got older tires on them, less grip, so you're a little bit heavier on the brakes, trying to stay off that wall. But Darlington, it's too tough to tame track, so these guys get these Darlington stripes, they call it, and pretty much every car doesn't leave this track without one, usually.
Yeah, and there are frowned upon moments here at Darlington. There's a couple other tracks as well, and you just see those hands are so busy coming up to that of Purcell. Purcell going to be trying to stay low, giving just enough room. But man, there's not a lot of space to work with. That's just riding on the back bumper of the 21. It's getting loose once again. That outside wall is looking more and more terrifying as the run goes on. Just the grip level drifts away, and it just seems like the drivers tight in, loose off every single time they enter these corners, and almost scrape the wall again. It's the 21. It's just is getting worse and worse for Holden McGill, who seems to be having a struggle on this long run to have the most speed possible. As it's Joseph that, yes, he scraped the wall here or there, but he's been doing a great job for himself. But Chris, there is a little bit of a frowned upon, moves that can be made here at Darlington of brushing the wall in the right spot. You can't be doing it multiple times, but if you get a little bit too tight, brush the wall in the center of the corner, it certainly can give you a great launch out onto the straightaways.
It can, yeah, from time to time, if you just hit it just right, whatnot, not get into it too hard, cause too much damage, knock the toe out of your car or something like that. But you certainly don't want to keep doing that. The more you get in the wall, the more damage you're going to obtain, and just the more problems you're going to have. 21 still just trying to make it to the end of the stage. You can see the damage there on the right side of that car as the 58's like following close behind. I saw the 58 blinking a little bit. Might have some connection issues going on there. But the laps are counting down. The stage is coming to an end here shortly, and the 20 car has played his cards right and is currently leading this race right now, and looks to be heading towards a stage victory here soon.
We are past halfway here for the L-TAC Cup Series presented by Tucson Sound Art for the Southern Comfort 250. Stage 1, won by Holden McGill, who runs in second place. Right now, Joseph in first position. If a caution comes out at this point, the stage will come to a close for Stage 2. And we'll let you know where they run right now. It's Joseph in first, Holden McGill in second, Kyle Green in third, Grant Peterson in fourth, with that of Logan Hamilton in fifth, finishing out your top 5. Finishing out your top 10, going to be Sean Deal with Barrick Uphold, Frank Flores, as well as Taylor Butcher Benjamin and Robert Pattengale. Right now, a total of 7 drivers on the lead lap, as we are coming to the start of lap 98 once we start. At the end of lap 100, we will be having our stage break for Stage 2. Then we get to race it to the end. This is your championship race at Darlington for the L-TAC Cup Series. And it has been a long season, but it is all mounted up to this. A battle at this point that's between that of Joseph and Holden McGill, where the points lie. Because of it only being a 14-car field, and where drivers have not been able to get stage points, this could be calling the end for Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Grant Peterson, and Logan Hamilton's shot of trying to win a championship. As Jeremy Berger did not show up here today, he already called it. Pit road is closed for stage number 2. Chris, we're just clicking them away. Stage 2 almost over.
Yes, laps clicking down here at Darlington. 7 cars on the lead lap. Joseph continuing to lead, showing some dominance here over the 21 in second place. These guys are just battling, and I see a yellow come out here. So
it's going to be a wreck, I believe, dropping back to 11th. Stephen Purcell, as well as Robert Pattengale, making contact for themselves. They were the ones that looked damaged. But this is going to be an interesting. I think also Richard Springer involved. You're going to be seeing it. These 3 cars, it's going to be that of Purcell, Pattengale, and as well the sticks of Richard Springer. We like to call a little bit of SpaceX sometimes, but we're going to be seeing this 57 getting loose, ducking and weaving, the 6 trying to get by, nowhere to go. And welcome to space, number 57, as he flies up in the sky.
he got stuck in the wall there as they got together and went into the wall and then got launched up in the air. And it looks like a wild ride to me, and likely going to have to tow back to the pits. We got some cars on pit road, including the leader, Joseph.
Joseph, Logan Hamilton in a pit road, and going to be getting service for themselves as Holden McGill, Kyle Green, as well as Grant Peterson have not gotten to pit road yet. They're still staying out. Interesting call for themselves as on board with 57. If you got motion sickness, we're so sorry, as he goes up and spinning and woo! Get a nice feel of what it's like of going off to the moon, which, Chris, we've seen this a couple times at L-TAC. Drivers just have a knack of going up into space.
It happens from time to time. It happens. It just depends on wherever you hit the wall. Sometimes you get caught on the wall, and boom, you're gone. These cars hit you at the right spot too. They send you flying. So, yeah, wild rides.
Thank you so much to our producer, that of Robert Moyer, who, again, Carlos Costa was not able to show up here tonight. He had prior obligations, so we had to find a replacement producer for tonight, and luckily Freaky Fast Broadcasting was able to come in, help us out. Thank you so much for Robert for joining us. My name is Sam Dyer. With me is Chris White up at the booth, and stage 2 has come to a close. Chris, we are less than 80 laps away from the L-TAC Cup Series, presented by Tucson Sound Art, for the 2021 season to be over. It's kind of crazy to see that the season is almost over for ourselves. Pit road is busy for ourselves.
It is. These guys are making their pit stops, trying to get on and off pit road without any issues. We got the 20 out front with Hamilton and the 12 out second. And I'm noticing the 21 on pit road right now, coming off pit road. So these guys are about to get back out here, get relined up, get resituated, and they're going to have to figure out what to do in stage 3. Does the 21 have something for the 20? I don't know. But certainly so far we saw some dominance out of the 20 car. Joseph, he's doing what he's got to do to try to get this win tonight. And so far we got the 21 and 20 both with stage wins. And we're getting ready for stage 3.
And big thank you to Nolan Rempel giving us an update of what the points is looking like. Mathematically impossible for any other driver except for our top 2. Holden McGill, Joseph. These are the 2 drivers that are battling for a championship. We got to give a big thank you to those of Jeremy Berger, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Grant Peterson, Logan Hamilton. They put on a great show this season. They're going to continue to do it for themselves. But for that of Holden McGill, he's got an 8-point advantage over Joseph. All that the 21 needs to do is finish in the top 7, and he'll win the championship based off the math that we got right now. But the drivers, we saw the 12 as well as the 20 coming in a lap sooner. So they're going to be setting up into a different type of position here. You've got Joseph, Logan Hamilton going to be your front 2, Sean Deal, and that of Eric Uphold going to be in 3rd and 4th, as well as that of Eric Uphold finishing up, going to be Holden McGill, finishing up your top 5. Kyle Green in 6th, Taylor Butcher Benjamin is going to be on the lead lap in 7th. And looking at the drivers, more updates have come in with the most laps being led, where we're looking at possibly the fact that Holden McGill might have to finish in the top 6. We'll give you more updates as we move on. Green flag in the air. Joseph going to be moving up quickly, as well as Logan Hamilton going to be following suit behind. Oh boy, Chris, it's time to set sail and see who's going to win the championship here tonight.
Sam, it's getting exciting. The 20 takes the lead. We got a wreck. Peterson in the 52, down low into the wall. Looks like Kyle Green was involved in that as well. Caution is out.
And the yellow is now going to be thrown. 2 drivers heavily involved. Our playoff driver, Grant Peterson of the championship 6. No front clip for himself. Woo! Dangerous racing further back in the field. And is going to bring out our caution 4. Second on-track incident, bring out a yellow. Our other 2 yellows were for, actually a third on-track incident, bring out a yellow. We've had a yellow flag for that is stage 1, and then we had a wreck that brought out the end of stage 2. Well, Chris, this has certainly now put drivers in a precarious spot for themselves. Not expecting that many drivers coming to pit road because they just came in, except for drivers that have damage and feel like they need to get some service done for themselves.
Certainly, the 52, 76, likely to be seen on the pit road here. Looks like Taylor Butcher Benjamin in the 1 car hitting pit road as well. He is in fact back on the lead lap, so he's up there too in 6th place. So things are changing. Certainly, these cautions can do that, and the 21 looks like he got through that wreck too. So he's sitting there in 4th and finishing in the top 6. He's got the car to do it, I think, Sam. I think 21's got it, even though he's had to fall off from the 20 there on the longer runs. If he can stay out of trouble, I think he's got the car to finish where he needs to lock up this championship, even if Joseph secures the win.
Yeah, especially with the hard contacts that we're seeing from these drivers, but this will be able to get, more drivers onto the lead lap with Lucky Dogs and wave around. So this should be helping out some drivers get back onto the lead lap and get more drivers back out there underway. As still in pit road getting service done, Kyle Green, as well as Richard Springer. Richard Springer had already used his fast repair earlier on before he was involved in that yellow 2 cautions ago. Now we'll be just staying in pit road trying to get service done. But up front, it's Joseph, Logan Hamilton, Barrett Uphold, Holden McGill, and Sean Deal, your top 5. With that of Frank Flores, Grant Peterson, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Kyle Green, Robert Pattengale, and Ryder Strauff in 11. So we're going to be seeing more drivers in the pit road being led by Robert Pattengale, Strauff, and Stephen Purcell, all coming in to try to top off, get some fuel as well, a little bit of damage repaired for themselves. Chris, I know you joined in late to help me in the booth. It was kind of a revolving door of who's going to be joining me week after week. But a big thanks for joining me here late in the season and getting to be a part of this. I mean, Chris, it's been a blast. And what are some of your fond memories? I know it's not that many races, but what have been some of your fond memories of this season?
Yeah, with only a few races on the season, I've had just a little bit of a taste of it. Unlike you following the season all season long, but from what I can say is it's been exciting. It's been competitive. We've had some ups and downs throughout these races that I've been a part of, and including guys getting pretty much ejected for the season for some incidents, and and you typically can see some things towards the end of the season like that, where tempers just get out of hand, a lot of frustration. People are just trying to do the best they can to close out the year strong and win a championship. So there's been some ups and downs. There's been a lot of excitement, and it's been a pleasure to be up here with you and joining the team here to finish out this year. And who knows? Hopefully, I can come back around next season and see what happens.
Yeah, it's been a blast for us as well up in the booth for myself. We started here on LSRTV covering the L-TAC Cup Series on the last race of the regular season back at Charlotte so many of weeks ago. And we got to cover the whole entire playoffs, and it has been a blast to see the ups and the downs. And the consistency that we've been seeing has been that of Joseph and Holden McGill. Those are the two drivers that have been constantly up front battling with one another. But yeah, I think the suspension and taking out that with that incident that happened a couple of weeks back, that certainly was a memorable one. I think all the times we've seen drivers get launched up into the sky, it feels like once a week that happens. Sometimes it's multiple times a week. We'll see, as there's still a lot of racing to go. 72 laps to go for tonight's race. Joseph, Logan Hamilton, Barrett Uphold, Holden McGill, as well as Sean Deal. Going to be your top five. Joseph gets going, but Logan Hamilton, a little bit of wheel spin for the 12. Going to be clogging up the outside line, and the 20 is gone. 4, almost 5 car lengths is the difference between the 20 and the 12.
A little bit of wheel spin there on the restart. Car's getting a little bit of loose. 20 Joseph gets out with clean air. Looks like the 12 of Hamilton, McGill, and the 21's there in third, and he's trying to find his way back up towards the front. A couple of these cars battling side by side. The 52 Peterson with a fresh restart there. Looks like he used his fast repair to get that damage fixed. A couple cars side by side back there, including the 43 Colin Stone on the outside of the 92. Here we go, stage 3. These laps are ticking down. Championship's coming to an end. 20's out front leading, and gonna get it done.
I mean, a big props to the one of Taylor Butcher Benjamin. He missed the starting grid with that first caution coming before we even got to turn 1. Gave the one a shot to get back on to at least one lap down. Another quick caution put him back on the lead lap. And Taylor Butcher Benjamin, it's been a hard knock type of a race. He's been battling all race long, and now finding himself in 7th, trying to make the pass here on Barrett Uphold, who's in 6th. And here comes the one on the inside, trying to get a better run. It's going to be all about coming out of this corner. Ooh, a little bit of scrape, but the 92 keeps the speed and keeping that 6th position for now.
Butcher Benjamin keeps looking on the lower end, can't do it, comes off the corner, falls in line behind the 92. The 92, sharp-looking car there, an old Kmart RC Cola scheme. I can't remember for sure who drove that car. Was it an old Mayfield, Jeremy Mayfield paint scheme? Looks like a good solid car there.
Yeah, I mean, all the drivers been working on this one and able to see that Barrett Uphold holding strong currently for himself, but got the one of Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Again, I talked to all of our Championship 6 drivers before today's race and kind of asked them all similar questions about, going into this final race of the season, how are they feeling about it? What do they think about their chances getting into a championship run? And I think for all the drivers that were not Barrett Uphold or Joseph, they all had the mindset of, well, it's going to be a hard task for us to do it. It's going to be practically impossible at times because of how consistent those two drivers have been. But I also asked, how do you feel about your season, how it's been going? And for the one machine, he feels like, hey, it's been a lot of hard work. He's been putting in a lot of time. But man, He really wants to just continue on and making sure that he can have a consistent finish here tonight. And he's done just that, trying to make sure the one can stay clean and having a great run for himself. As we continue to watch all the drivers where they surge right now in second place, running on board with the 12 of Logan Hamilton. And a little dot ahead, that's your leader. That's Joseph pulling away each and every lap. We heard from that of Holden McGill. Felt like Joseph was the fastest car here tonight. I mean, Chris, this is kind of a surprise. I don't think either one of us really thought Joseph was going to be the heavy favorite, but he's going for the sweep of winning every single race here in the championship round.
Well, he is certainly showing it with some dominance here tonight. Dominance in this round after winning the last 2 races. You're right, I did not expect to see the 20 out here dominating this race, especially when I think he said that Darlington was one of his favorite tracks. But he certainly got something under that car that's working for him. Man. He was able to dominate here tonight. 21, his closest competitor in the points right now for the championship, sitting back in third, about 3 seconds back. Doesn't seem to have the car to get up there like the 20, but the 21 is actually doing what he needs to do to play it safe in the terms of the championship. Joseph, a surprise tonight.
Yeah, it has been amazing to see Joseph. I mean, coming into tonight for that team, 5 wins, the most wins of everyone that's raced this season. 16 top 5s, 24 top 10s, and just has been doing everything in his power to try to win this championship. Was the 20, but the driver has always been just a little bit behind, and I think it's mainly because of these stage points. I mean, you can really gain if you have a good stage points type of a race and just finish in the top 5. If the driver that wins doesn't get any stage points, you're actually making more, you're earning more points than the driver that wins in that type of scenario. And honestly, it's been the 21 of Holden McGill that's been playing his cards right. He's been setting himself up for great stage finishes as well as consistent finishes at the end of the day. And that's kind of what's been putting Holden McGill in a position where he's got himself a good lead, even with the fact of all the bonus points that Joseph's been gaining. Still the difference, 7 points after stage 2 and all the bonus points that have been gained. Joseph needs to have the 21 of Holden McGill have a slip up that puts him back in 7th or worse. And Joseph needs to win tonight's race if he wants a shot. And that pass right there is not going to be helping the 20's chances, as the 12 running high and dry, as there's no more space for him to grab, and the 21 got to be taking that position. But now it's going to be 2nd through 4th, all on top of one another within a half a second of each other. Holden McGill, Hamilton, Grant Peterson, all playoff drivers from our championship 6, and they're still putting on a show even this late in the race.
Everyone in this race just trying to give it what they got. It's all cards on the table. Unfortunately, some of these guys are no longer in it for the championship. It's just down to the 20 and the 21. And like you said, the 21 overtaking the 12 there doesn't help the 20. If the 20 gets in the wall, is brushing the wall right now, that's going to hurt the 20 a little bit. It's going to close that gap to the 21. But yeah, the 20 doing what he's got to do. It's not liking the fact that the 21 just took over second. He needs something wrong for the 21.
And just a little bit more help as the drivers continue to race around. The window we're looking for a lot of these drivers around lap 40 to 43. It's going to be the window for a lot of the drivers that are stretching their fuel as far as they can go. And, trying to just split this, what we call stage 3 in half, while they're racing to the end of this 180 lap race, trying to finish out with smoothness, consistency, and it certainly has been there. Joseph, Holden McGill doing a great job for themselves. As the drivers are spacing out, we're actually going to step aside. When we come back, it should be around green flag pit stops. We'll be back in just a few. Thank you for joining us at the L-TAC Cup Series presented by Tucson Sound Art for the Southern Comfort 250 here on LSRTV.
ETE Reman is the world's best remanufacturer of transmissions for import and domestic cars and trucks. Based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, our customers are repair shops, auto parts stores, dealerships, and distributors. And with 6 nationwide warehouses, we're where and when you need us. So when you're looking for a transmission that is like new, only better, instill confidence and install ETE Reman.
Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, right? Our Ram trucks, truck of the year, amazing trucks. We have fun Jeeps, and then the exciting Dodge and Chrysler products. Lots of performance there, lots of excitement there. They've done a great job in really creating a full scope product line that could suit everybody's needs. Whether it's a family vehicle or a fun vehicle or a utility type vehicle or a big truck, we've got it all for our customers.
SoundArt introduces an entirely new way to listen to music in your home. By combining the best of 2 products, a revolutionary high-fidelity, low-profile Bluetooth wireless speaker with beautiful artwork. Select from a library of artwork or upload your own photos to personalize your experience. SoundArt ushers in an era of invisible, beautiful, and amazing sound throughout your home and redefines your entire entertainment system. The need to reclaim your floor space and rid your home of unsightly speaker boxes that need to be bolted to the wall is now a thing of the past. Our canvas is printed on high-quality permalite by Breathing Color. And select from our gallery or upload your own. Standard sizes include 16 by 20 and 18 by 24 canvas wrapped. Custom sizing is available, as well as surround sound options.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the L-TAC Cup Series presented by Tucson Sound Art for the Southern Comfort 250 here at Darlington. It's the last race of the season, and drivers hunting, battling one another. We started off with 6 drivers in this championship round. It was a 3-race. For 3 races, you could have the most points in those 3 races. It was Daytona, Iowa, and here at Darlington. The driver that won both Daytona and Iowa was Joseph, but because of better stage finishes and consistent finishes overall, Holden McGill came in tonight with an 8-point buffer for himself, and it is still a little bit under. I think it's a 7-point difference now with all the bonus points, stage finishes for stage 1 and 2. We're now racing it to the end, coming to 50 laps to go. My name is Sam Dyer. With me is Chris White, and subbing in for Carlos Acosta is from Freaky Fast Broadcasting. It's Robert Moyer. Thank you so much for jumping on late here for Robert. But Chris, it has been a blast to watch this season as we're coming a little bit closer, about 10 laps to when we're going to be seeing green flag pit stops. It's Joseph, Holden McGill, 1-2, where they've been all race long.
Joseph maintaining the lead here. I'm getting excited for pit stops as they should be coming up here soon. McGill 3 seconds behind. These cars are getting spaced out, so we're seeing good vibration, which is good. But it kind of gets a little dull, don't you think, when these cars get spaced out?
you gotta really stretch out and see where these guys are at. That is for sure. But it has been a blast to watch these guys getting spread out. It means we're running green flag pit stops. Green flag laps. The race is going a lot quicker. But hey, we gotta give props. Even with it being a smaller field, this is a much cleaner race than what they had previously for season 1 of the Cup Series. The guys, last time they were here at Darlington, it was over 17 cautions, 67 laps ran under yellow. Here tonight, not as many yellows have come out. It's been a much cleaner race. There have only been 3-4 incidences on track that have brought out a yellow, with stage 1 being the only non-racing incident to bring out a yellow, as stage 2 was an incident that kind of cut stage 2 a little bit shorter than we were expecting. But certainly it has been all about Joseph, Holden McGill, those front 2. But everyone else in the field, they've been playing pretty nice. We've seen everyone get their Darlington stripe this race, if not a bump from other drivers around them. It has been a very scrappy race here at Darlington for the Southern Comfort 250.
Yes, and as we are on the 44 car of Sean Deal, he's currently running in the 5th position, about 9 seconds behind the race lead, just kind of minding his own business there by himself. Again, these cars running some retro paint schemes, actually looking pretty solid. And pit stop should be coming up. I'm wondering what's gonna. How many sets of tires do these guys got left, Sam? I think the 21 is kind of a set behind some of these guys.
Yeah, I'm believing most of these drivers still have 2 sets to work with. One that they're setting up for, as well as one just in case we have a late caution with about 15 to 20 laps to go. For Holden McGill, though, he took his set early in the middle of stage 1 with the green flag pit stops on lap 40. He won stage 1 because of that pit stop that he made. But then at stage 1 break, accidentally took an extra set that put him a set back. So I believe right now Holden McGill only has 1 set left on that 21 machine.
Copy that, Sam. That 1 set should be enough to get it done, as long as this race stays green. I'm sure he wants it to stay green at this point. When he makes his pit stop, that 1 set should be good enough. And I'm seeing right now on my screen here that the 20 car is hitting pit road, so this could be a final green flag pit stops getting underway here.
Green flag pit stops. This is the 2021, both coming in this time by. I don't want to give anyone any advantage. This is going to be Grant Peterson, Will Sean Deal staying out. Logan Hamilton going to be following. So the drivers that were running 1, 2, 3 before they came into pit road, they come in together. It's the rest of the field that are thinking different strategies. Kyle Green now going to be following suit, as well as Colin Stone, with all the drivers that just came into pit road. This looks a little early, and with the timing of these drivers coming to pit road, I gotta say, Chris, I wouldn't feel completely comfortable that these drivers can make it all the way to the end.
In all honesty, I'm not sure what their fuel window is, but I believe they could make it to the end. But the 21 actually gets off pit road ahead of the 20 of Joseph.
Fuel
we're gonna see
only.
how this plays out.
Fuel only for Holden McGill. Everyone else that came into pit road went with 4 tires. So this 21 is banking on a yellow to come out late. Otherwise, he is a sitting duck. This is your championship move by Holden McGill. He went with fuel only while everyone else is going for tires on this pit stop. As everyone else had 2 sets to work with, the 21 only had 1, and he wanted to make sure if there's a late caution, he is not going to be put in a spot to possibly lose the championship because of that late caution and not have an extra set. But if the race goes green, Holden McGill, with this call, could have cost himself a championship.
That was a strange strategy call there, not taking tires, but like you said, he wants to save that last set of tires he's got in case a yellow flag comes out later in this race. The thing is the 21 does have a little bit of cushion. As long as he's finished in the top 6 or 7, you said, he should secure this championship. So he doesn't necessarily have to get out there and win this race, although he would like to. I think he's just playing it safe, saving that last set of tires, like you said, in case a yellow comes out late here at Darlington.
Holden McGill running a 30.8 that last time by. Joseph just ran a 29.2. By the time that this run is over, we might be seeing Joseph running about, oh my goodness, I just saw that 12. Front end is gone for the 12 machine of Logan Hamilton. I'm going to have to step back and see what exactly happened to the 12. As that just happened for himself. He had just lost his front clip as he was running by himself. And he made a miscommunication call between the 1 and the 12. That is where it was back on lap 139 when that incident happened, where Logan Hamilton, losing his front bumper and front clip, heavy damage for himself, ran into the 1. That of Taylor Butcher Benjamin, and who was the leader at the time, who just comes into pit road. Fresh tires, old tires, miscommunication between leaders and lap traffic. It certainly could happen, and we've seen it already multiple times. I mean, I think back of Purcell and Springer, that was what brought out the end of stage 2, was a miscommunication call, and it continues on even this late into the run, as this could be the money stop for all of these drivers. Holden McGill went with no tires, just fuel, while the rest of the field went with tires. Currently, the 21 runs in second, and if he wants to win the championship, he has to finish in the top 6.
You know, Sam, I'm not sure that call taking no tires is really going to work out for him. All these cars taking fresh tires. That 21's going to, like you said, going to be a sitting duck. These guys are going to be closing in pretty quick. McGill, second right now, about 8 seconds behind Joseph. Some of these other guys, 12, 14, 19 seconds back with fresher tires, will close in and take him over. Can he hold on to the end and maintain a top 6 finish to give himself that championship? We shall see.
So we're going to be looking, if possible, we're going to be seeing the lap difference between Holden McGill, who's running in second currently, all the way back to the driver that's in 6th place. That of Barrick Uphold is 4 position difference between those two drivers, because I want to see how fast is the driver that is at that bubble spot that Holden McGill needs to be at compared to where he's at now. And you see it on the tracker from lap 141. That's when we saw Barrick Uphold coming to pit road. And then you see on the top, over a second and a half, 1.6 seconds was the difference that last time by. We'll see this time by. But that is massive for that of Holden McGill back to the 92.
Yeah, the 21 on older tires certainly will be losing ground as these laps tick on by. Peterson sitting in third, 14 seconds off of the lead. Is now closing in on the 21 for that second position. You can see him there almost in the screen. There he is, coming off of turn 3, hitting the start-finish line. The 21 is in jeopardy of losing that second position to Peterson here probably in the next lap.
Holden McGill went with a very gutsy call as there is about 35 laps to go. And right now, Kyle Green going to be the driver in 6th place as he continues to just switch where the drivers are at. And right, I mean, that 7th place position, it's still 11-second difference between Kyle Green and Taylor Butcher Benjamin, but that is such a large margin that these drivers are going to have to make between themselves. As a big thanks to Robert Moyer for showing us the graphics, but looking at where the drivers lie now, Joseph with a 15.6 second lead gap over Grant Peterson. Chris, I don't think there's anyone out here that can touch that 20 machine of Joseph, who's going for the sweep here in the championship round. He already won Daytona and Iowa. He's going for Darlington.
You're right. I think the 20, as he scrapes the wall a little bit there, is got nothing really standing in his way except the lap car here too. He's got no pressure put on him. And without the pressure, really, he's just able to hit his marks and run his race, and I think he's just out there. Nobody's going to get to him. I think the real race right now is whether or not the 21's going to be able to hold on to the end. I guess you could look at the scoring running order there. Taylor Butcher Benjamin sitting in 7th place is 1 lap down, so I guess if the 21 is thinking about it, 6th place still is a lead lap finish and still could possibly win that championship as 7th in their back or 1 or more laps behind the race lead.
Yeah, I mean, and also looking at how these drivers are at, I mean, it's one of those things of Joseph. He is doing almost a perfect race for himself. I think the only slip up that we see for the 20 is the fact that he didn't win stage number 1. But because he didn't win stage number 1, it was because Holden McGill used a set of tires to try to win that stage. And then the 21 made the mistake. We heard it during his interview at the end of stage 1. Holden McGill did not mean to pick up a set of tires at the end of stage 1. It put the 21 in this position where he had to make a gutsy call that could ruin his shot to win the championship. It's been Joseph, Holden McGill all season long, but it's going to be a tall tale to see how these drivers are going to be reacting with one another as, how many laps have been put down. It goes to the 20 of Joseph, most laps led. He has clinched that, and because he's clinched it, it is now confirmed. Holden McGill needs to finish in the top 6 to win this championship, as he's in 3rd place currently right now, but he's got Sean Deal as well as Barrick Uphold right on his back bumper.
Those old tires on the 21 certainly give him a heck of a time there. He's nearly going to lose this next spot here to the 92 as we speak. Right now, you see it there. Looks like the 21 scrapes the wall a little bit. Those tires giving him heck right there. He's trying to hang on for what it's worth. And, yeah, I'm starting to think that stop taking no tires, especially with the low car count. When you got a low car count, these cars get spread out, and you almost want to think that it's going to stay green. So why not take tires? You know, if there was 30 cars out here, maybe that could have been a gamble, but you're going to think that this race is going to go green, and why not take tires? It just doesn't make sense to not take tires.
And right now for Holden McGill, I mean, we're looking at this 21. We have not seen anybody stretch the tires as long as we are seeing the 21 do it right now, which is kind of the biggest concern for himself, as Holden McGill has to be careful if his tires can even make it to the end of this race if we stay green, because you know he's banking on the fact that there was going to be a yellow, but almost every single yellow we've had here tonight, Chris, has been a very fluky yellow. I mean, our first wreck, wheel spin at the start of the race before we even got to turn one. Our second yellow coming out when drivers making, it was our stage one break, but then we had contact in the middle of stage two where drivers had a miscommunication. It's just a lot of miscommunication on why we were seeing wrecks. The 21 making this move. He's going into pit road now.
This is just a little strange here to see what's taking place. 21, had stayed out on the track, was maintaining a 6th place finish with Butcher Benjamin a lap down and would have had that spot, but it looks like he's coming down to potentially get fuel and those tires that he should have taken on that last stop.
25 laps to go, and Holden McGill coming into pit road, and with him coming into pit road now, he will most likely go 2 laps down because of how short Darlington is. It's only a 1.36 mile course, but under green flag pit stops, you can go 2 laps down if you're far enough back. Holden McGill, he needed to finish in 6th place to have a 1-point advantage to win the championship. He has now fallen back to 9th. Joseph, who was swept both at Daytona, Iowa. He's going for the complete sweep of the championship round here at Darlington. He leads with a 15.7 second gap lead over Grant Peterson, and he needed a massive mistake by Holden McGill to have a shot to win the championship, and it has just happened. Holden McGill, 9th place, 2 laps down. 3 drivers in front of him are a lap down. Even if a caution comes out, he can try to take a wave around, but it's going to be close. Also, I touched on the fact, drivers came in a little bit earlier than I was expecting, around lap 136, which was a little bit outside the window we were expecting for fuel. There's a chance that our leaders might have to come into pit road, and this could be an undercut by Holden McGill.
We shall see if that's the case. I think there's a lot of confusion going on right here with the 21 car. Now sitting 2 laps down to the race lead. Joseph doing everything he can to maintain that lead and secure the win. I think he's loving it right now. If he's getting any word in his radio that the 21 is going through what he's going through, I think the 21's pretty happy right now, sitting out front.
And one of the drivers ahead of Holden McGill, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, we saw, was not able to make the start. He's now having slight internet issues for the one who runs in 6th place. And if there is a driver in front of Holden McGill that has a slip up, it's another spot to be grabbed. And right now, the 21, it's a mad dash to try to get as many positions as possible for himself, and also still banking on a yellow to come out. But it's Joseph who continues to just pull away. And right now, looking at the drivers currently, we're seeing the fact that the 20 is running the way that he is. If there is any fuel issues for the 20 machine, he's got plenty of space to just back off, slow down, because he can try to save as much as he wants for these next 20 laps if there is a closeness on fuel.
Yeah, really no pressure on the 20 car right now. He just has to drive his line, hit his marks, and kind of sail off to the finish line. Just kind of knock on wood, you never know. Something could happen, and that caution could come out and switch just back into the favor of the 21 car potentially, but it's not likely to happen. Like I mentioned, with the cars all spaced out, we're not likely to see any cautions unless something fluke pops out of nowhere and we see a yellow flag.
If a yellow flag comes out, this could be putting it in a situation where Holden McGill, He's 2 laps down. All he can do is take a wave around, and everyone else still has an extra set to put down tires if needed. If they come into pit road, they still got an extra set. So, even if everyone comes into pit road, takes the wave around as the 21, he's still not in a great spot to come back. The only way Holden McGill wins this championship with 18 laps to go is if this race goes green and everyone has to come into pit road before this race is over. But right now, it's all in Joseph's hands. If he can save enough fuel to make it, he might be able to do it. Barrick Uphold running in third. He is making the sign into pit road. The 92 cannot, and running in third place. But like I said, there's plenty of space for drivers to slow down, save fuel, but it's got to be a complete just session understanding of that, because Uphold coming into pit road, we already saw the 21 of Holden McGill coming to pit road. He could be gaining a position here over the 92.
Certainly will be. The 92 hit pit road. It's kind of showing a sign that some of these guys might not be able to make it to the end and might have to come down and get some fuel. This could be all part of the strategy of the 21. I wouldn't have thought it to work out this way, but here comes the 21 closing in on the race leader of Joseph. He looks like he's going to race his way back onto a 1-lap deficit. He's going to get it back the hard way, racing it. There he goes. He's going to come to the inside, and he gets 1 lap back there. So now the 21 is now officially 1 lap down in 8th place.
This is huge. This is massive. Holden McGill, this was the biggest thing, being 2 laps down, and if a caution came out, he would have been still trapped a lap down. Now with 1 lap down, he might be in a spot. If a caution comes out, he could be trying to get himself back on the lead lap as another driver into pit road. It's Grant Peterson who's running in 3rd. This is not over yet, folks. Holden McGill's back to 9th as bits of Holden McGill now moving up to 7th after passing brakes. The caution waves!
Oh my gosh, this is getting
Kyle
all
Green.
crazy.
Oh boy, Kyle Green. Now, Kyle Green, rewatching it, this is a very weird caution that just came out. If we can get the replay of this.
I'm not thinking the 21 wanted to see this yellow flag by any means.
Absolutely not. This is kind of a worst case scenario of some sorts, because there's a shot that there's only going to be 8 drivers based on who takes just a wave, because the lucky dog spot and position should be going to, I believe, the one of Taylor Butcher Benjamin. But that's a very interesting wreck, Chris, of 76. He missed pit road. That's why he's on the apron and getting back onto the racing surface, and got into the throttle too hard and spun himself around on the racing surface, bringing out this yellow late in the race. Now it's up to Holden McGill. Can he be it's one of those things where drivers are going to be close. We're potential of 8 drivers on the lead lap. As Taylor Butcher Benjamin gets the wave around, and the amount of drivers that had to come into pit road, this is put a good question mark, because who comes in and takes tires and who doesn't? Because there were so many drivers a lap down by the time that this caution came out, that if Holden McGill stays out, which that's what he's planning on doing, he doesn't have to come in, he's good on fuel, and everyone else decides to come into pit road and take service, Holden McGill still can win this championship with this timing of this caution, and him being just 1 lap down. He could take the wave around. He'll be back on the lead lap. There's a couple of drivers in front of him. Right now, Holden McGill, 6th place, right where he needs to be to win this championship.
Yeah, you're certainly not going to see these guys that are a lap down hit pit road. They're going to get that wave around. If they hit pit road, they're going to go back a lap down. So you're going to see the 21 and some of these guys a lap down, stay out, get the wave around, reset themselves on the lead lap. McGill in the 21, 6th place. That's where he needs to be, like you said. But now he's going to be on a little bit older set of tires here, when some of these other guys are going to have fresher tires. Is he going to be able to maintain a top 6 spot? I don't know. He's got some cars around him he's going to have to fight with, and he's going to have to get all he's got. These laps are ticking down. It's getting exciting. It's getting towards the end of the race, and most importantly, the end of the season. So we got a championship on the line here.
Absolutely. And there are a couple of drivers that were thinking about taking the wave around. They came into pit road. That means the positions of drivers that are going to be on the lead lap is shrinking. Oh my goodness. There are only 6 drivers on the lead lap, ladies and gentlemen. The exact number Holden McGill needed. So even if we race to the end, there's just not enough time for a driver to run down and catch up to the 21 to get that position back. Well, it's not over yet because there are still drivers such as Logan Hamilton, Holden McGill. They're on old tires, as well as Stephen Purcell and Colin Stone. Those drivers that are on older tires, we've seen it, Chris. Wheel spin on fresh rubber is already difficult enough. These guys are going to be anywhere from 20 to 13 lap old tires. Wheel spin going to be even a bigger factor here to see on this next restart.
Certainly, we've saw some wheel spin throughout this race on restarts. Definitely both sides of it, fresh tires, older tires, you're going to get the wheel spin. I'm sure we're going to see it again on this next restart, which kind of leads me into mentioning the whole cautions, breed cautions deal, and that's certainly a possibility as these guys wind down in this race, in this season. It's going to get aggressive here. You're going to see the 21 try to push it. Obviously, he's not going to have anything for the 20. I don't think the 20's got fresh tires. Pretty much the 20's going to win this race if nothing happens to him. But wheel spin, cautions, breed cautions, what's coming next? I don't know, Sam. It's getting exciting.
It certainly is. I think the biggest what ifs have also, I mean, the what if that caution had come out? What if, Holden McGill didn't take that set at stage 1? There are plenty of them tonight that have put us in this situation. Drivers stacking up, getting ready to go. It is going to be 10 laps to go when we go green. Currently, it's Joseph. He's doing everything in his power. All that he can do is win this race and bank on Holden McGill slipping up. Those are the 2 drivers that are battling for a championship here tonight, as we're going to actually get to add an extra lap to get drivers reset. So it's going to be less than 10 laps to go when we go green. Woo! Here we go. We're allowing drivers to catch up. That's what we're getting told by Nolan Rempel. That's why we added an extra lap. We'll do a quick rundown of where drivers are at right now. Joseph in third. Sean Deal in second. Taylor Butcher Benjamin, who started on pit road for this race, in third place. Logan Hamilton, who was in contact with that Butcher Benjamin just 20 laps ago and lost his front bumper, running in fourth. Holden McGill, his goal, finish in the top 6. He wins the championship. Then you've got Grant Peterson in 6th, and those are your 6 drivers on the lead lap. Chris, if another caution comes out, that's when the factor of, there's more drivers than just 6 on the lead lap. The potential of Holden McGill dropping outside of the top 6 looms even higher. Gosh, yeah, we weren't sure if it was going to get intense here late, but it certainly is cranked up here in these final 20 laps.
It certainly has. There's a lot of confusion here recently with the 21 coming in, not taking tires, going out. All these other guys taking tires, catching them, passing them. We're like, for a second, thinking the 21 was out of the championship. Now he's back in it. If a caution comes out, Kyle Green gets back on the lead lap, throws another curveball in the situation. I think the 21 doesn't want to see another yellow flag as we are getting ready to go back green here.
Green flag, and it's going to be the one. Butcher Benjamin already with wheel spin, taking off as drivers in line, trying to have the best run that they can. But now I've got to give updates on the drivers where they lie. That of Holden McGill, he's in 4th, but he had to start all the way in the back because he took the wave around. He is around traffic that has been having a lot of issues and troubles here tonight. The 21, ducking it low, trying to get by lap traffic, that of Colin Stone. But up front, it's that of Joseph just pulling away, trying to have the biggest lead possible. For the 21, he is banking on no caution coming out. 8 laps, coming to 7 laps to go. It's all on these drivers. Going to be having the best shot for themselves on how to win this thing. Chris, we started with 6 starting out this championship round. We're now down to just 2. It's Joseph and Holden McGill.
Joseph. Oh, we got a wreck. I'm seeing a wreck. The 43 going around on the backstretch there.
And Stone comes back up into the racing surface, but we stay green. No, the yellow finally waves.
Yellow flag's out.
The worst case scenario for Holden McGill happens. And with the timing of the caution, we're going into a 2-lap shootout. And inside the regulation, overtime kind of attempt of a green-white checkered, but it's inside the regulations. We're not going to overtime just yet.
this is the worst case scenario. The 21 did not want to see this yellow flag. Like we mentioned on the restart, yellow flag means another car gets a free pass. The 76 of Kyle Green will get back on the lead lap. That throws a little curveball into the situation where the 21 could potentially fall out of the top 6 and potentially lose the championship. So this is going to be an exciting restart. But again, cautions breed cautions. If another one comes out, we get another car back on the lead lap.
As you saw there, the 43 just not able to hold on, goes back up into the outside wall, and then the caution was thrown. Kyle Green going to be getting that wave around. He's going to be getting that lucky dog position. But because he got the lucky dog position, the 76 will have to start at the end of the line, while everyone else that was in our top 6, they will be starting up front in those top 6 and top 3 rows. So, you know, even with this timing of the caution, we've got 13 cars on track. Kyle Green's going to be all the way back in 13th of the rows. In 4th is where Holden McGill is. So 9 positions. Kyle Green needs to get by and hope that Holden McGill loses a couple of those positions. It's certainly not over the work. I mean, it's certainly not over. As the lights are off, the cameras have been flashing in the stands, and honestly, I'd be doing the same thing with how dramatic this thing's been kicking up. L-TAC Cup Series, presented by Tucson Sound Art. It's the championship race, and we know that this is ending. It's sad, we know. It's been dramatic, it's been fun, but there's still more racing action this year from L-TAC. It's not the Cup Series, though. It's the Truck Series. If you'd like to be involved with the Truck Series, go hit up Nolan Rempel on iRacing. It's Nolan J. Rempel. And you can go get yourself information on how to join the Truck Series. That's going to be starting in mid-September. Also, if you just go on the iRacing race directory and look up the L-TAC Truck Series, you can find more information there. If you want more L-TAC racing action, Truck Series, end of the year. But the Cup Series is coming to a close. Maybe in 5 laps, maybe more, Chris. It matters if we go into overtime.
Yep, the caution keeps coming out. We will continue in overtime. 20 of Joseph, I don't think has anything to worry about. I think he's just going to get out there and lead this one again to the finish. You got Sean Deal to the outside of him, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, and then, of course, the 21 of McGill sitting there in 4th. Now in this restart, we'll have 7 cars on the lead lap with the addition of the 76 of Kyle Green. The 21 certainly doesn't want to see any more cautions because that just means adding more cars to the lead lap and his potential to lose that top 6 spot. It's going to get exciting. We could see some guys roughing each other up here on the restart.
Oh, it certainly is going to be possible if we start to see some drivers decide to ruffle people up. Kyle Green, like we noted, going to be starting all the way at the end because he had gotten that wave around and lucky dog position with this 21. Holden McGill, I think there's only been about 3 races this season, which is crazy to think. In a season that, counting tonight, 29 starts this season of point racing, and only 3 of those races was when Holden McGill was not leading the point standings. It's a incredible stat line to see from Holden McGill. But I was wrong. We're not going to just the 2 laps to go. When we go green here, 3 laps to go. Joseph, Sean Zeal, Holden McGill, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, as well as that of Logan Hamilton. His drivers getting stacked up, ready to go. Wheel spin, going to be one of the biggest factors to watch out for here tonight. It's time for us to crown a champion. L-TAC Cup Series presented by Tucson Sound Art for the Southern Comfort 250. Pace car is off. Will it be Joseph or Holden McGill? As the pace car rolls off out of turn 4, we are green. The 20 already moves up into the high line, but it's the 44 up into the wall. He's blocking up the 21. They're 3 wide for second place. Going into turn number 1. It's not looking good, as it's going to be that of Butcher Benjamin up to 2nd. Sean Deal in 3rd. Logan Hamilton in 4th. But it's Holden McGill right where he needs to be. 5th place. If the 21 finishes in the top 6, he wins the championship. Any further back, and Joseph wins, The 20 gets the championship himself as they're running around, rocket shipping out of turn number 4. It's looking good for Holden McGill. The next driver behind him is Grant Peterson, who is not catching the 21. He's running slow, but the driver's in front of Holden McGill, though. It's danger. It's side by side. It's the 12, the 44 coming out of the corner. Got to be careful of that outside wall.
The 21 of McGill sitting in 5th place, like you said, is right where he needs to be to secure this championship. I don't think in his mind he needs to push it. He doesn't need to risk it. He just needs to kind of drive the line here, finish out his race where he's at, and he'll be good to go. The 20 of Joseph again dominating throughout this round in the playoffs. Carried that momentum from last week into this one. Certainly dominated tonight. Looks like he's on his way to another victory. Again, the 21 winning the championship here by finishing in the top 6. He's currently 5th. These laps are ticking down, and we should be crowning a champion here pretty soon.
Joseph out of turn 4 wins the race, sweeps it, but the championship crown goes to the 21, Holden McGill. We didn't think the strategy was going to stick. It was all about what ifs, and it all came down to a late cautions that put the 21 back on the lead lap and right in the prime spot. Holden McGill wins your L-TAC championship for the Cup Series. And what a way dramatic flies here at Darlington. Congratulations to Joseph sweeping and winning all 3 championship races this season. But it wasn't enough. Those stage breaks came so clutch for the 21, and he'll be finishing in 5th place, but will be winning the championship. The 20 gets to burn it down for the victory. The 21 gets to burn it down for a championship. Chris, what a season it's been, and it certainly did not disappoint here late.
It's been a lot of fun. It's been exciting with the races that I've been a part of. Certainly was a pleasure to be a part of the final race and the championship race and get to see the 21 win the championship, and certainly was I think Joseph, you know, he did it. He had the momentum, just came up a little short. He gave it all he got, and was just hoping that the 21 would have suffered some trouble. Almost did, but unfortunately 21 came out with the championship, and it's been a lot of fun. Congratulations to 20 on the win. Congratulations to 21 on the championship.
And as they all get to burn it down, we're going to take a look at our unofficial racing results here as wow, what a finale here for the L-TAC Cup Series, presented by Tucson Sound Art for the Southern Comfort 250. Joseph, 3 wins in a row, most wins of the season with 6, but came up short to that of Holden McGill, who wins the championship. Taylor Butcher Benjamin, what a recovery for the 1. Started in pit road, missed the starting grid, but a 2nd place finish for the 1 machine. The 12, Logan Hamilton, he lost his front clip with 30 laps to go, but still found himself in 3rd, still having that fast repair. Sean Deal, a great finish for this 44 team, finishing strong in 4th. And our champion, that Holden McGill, going to be finishing in 5th place. Grant Peterson didn't give up. He finished in 6th. Cal Green in 7th, finishing out the drivers that were on the lead lap, with that of Barrick Uphold, Frank Flores, that of Robert Pattengale, as well as Stephen Purcell finishing out the top 11. Colin Stone, Ryder Schrauf, and Richard Springer finishing out the rest of our results. Whew! Chris, it was an awesome one. We're going to step aside. We're going to have a quick commercial break, as when we come back, we're going to be talking to our top 3 and our champion, Holden McGill. Our top 3 being Joseph, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Logan Hamilton. But our champion for the L-TAC Cup Series, that of Holden McGill. We'll be right back for more L-TAC post-race interviews here on LSRTV. We'll be right back in just a few.
ETE Reman is the world's best remanufacturer of transmissions for import and domestic cars and trucks. Based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, our customers are repair shops, auto parts stores, dealerships, and distributors. And with 6 nationwide warehouses, we're where and when you need us. So when you're looking for a transmission that is like new, only better, instill confidence and install ETE Reman.
Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, right? Our Ram trucks, truck of the year, amazing trucks. We have fun Jeeps, and then the exciting Dodge and Chrysler products. Lots of performance there, lots of excitement there. They've done a great job in really creating a full scope product line that could suit everybody's needs. Whether it's a family vehicle or a fun vehicle or a utility type vehicle or a big truck, we've got it all for our customers.
SoundArt introduces an entirely new way to listen to music in your home. By combining the best of two products, a revolutionary high-fidelity, low-profile Bluetooth wireless speaker with beautiful artwork. Select from a library of artwork or upload your own photos to personalize your experience. SoundArt ushers in an era of invisible, beautiful, and amazing sound throughout your home and redefines your entire entertainment system. The need to reclaim your floor space and rid your home of unsightly speaker boxes that need to be bolted to the wall is now a thing of the past. Our canvas is printed on high-quality permalite by Breathing Color. And select from our gallery or upload your own. Standard sizes include 16 by 20 and 18 by 24 canvas wrapped. Custom sizing is available, as well as surround sound options.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the L-TAC Cup Series presented by Tucson Sound Art for the Southern Comfort 250. What a finale. The final 20 laps certainly gave us chills unknown, and it was dramatic. But we do have our top three and our champion here. We're going to start things off with that of Logan Hamilton. Logan, you certainly had a season that was awesome, but I talked to you earlier. You felt like there was a lot more potential in this 12, but here tonight, you certainly had to put on a show. A little bit of late contact between yourself and Taylor losing your front clip, but still a top 3 finish. Well done for yourself.
Yeah, thanks. It was a good season. My goal at the start of the year was to make it to the last round, which I did. And like I said earlier, it was kind of, I wish it could have been more, but it is what it is. And tonight with Taylor, it was kind of just miscommunication, and I started overheating after about 5-10 laps or so, so I had to come back down and pit. And then I figured I'd just try to save fuel, and I probably would have made it if we didn't get all the yellows at the end.
Chris, you got any questions?
No questions. Just congratulations on a podium finishing tonight and a solid season. And good luck to you in the future. Moving on to season 3, I believe it is.
Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, Logan, what a season it was for yourself. I know you were hoping for more, but yeah, again, congratulations on a great season. 3rd place finish here at Darlington. And before we let you go, the floor is yours for any shout-outs.
Big thanks to Robert Pattengale. He was on my car for pretty much every race this year, and he's been a big supporter of mine and through the ups and downs, and just always keeping me positive. Thanks to my teammates, Kyle Green, Colin Stone, Stephen Parrott, and Jeremy wasn't here tonight, but I think he was watching, so he had a good year too. So just thanks to them, and just thanks to all the admins for putting on a great show. It was a pretty fun year, and looking forward to next year.
Logan Hamilton in the 12, finishing out 3rd place here at Darlington to finish out the season. And man, Logan, congratulations on that. We're now going to be moving over to 2nd place finisher, that of Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Taylor, you didn't start out this race the way you wanted to. Had to start on pit road, but luckily you got that early caution to help yourself only be 1 lap down. How was it here tonight, rebounding after the start that you probably wish you didn't have?
Oh yeah, I mean it's just kind of typical. My luck's been all over the place, but yeah, just after that happened, then I just kind of no reason to really push it, just ride. And since I was on the lap by myself and had that extra tires in the bank late, which helped, and luckily I got that caution when I guess it was Colin who spun out on the front stretch, because I wouldn't have made it on gas, plus I got the lucky dog at the same time, and plus I got to use my last set right there too. So luck works in mysterious ways, but I'm not sure where I'm going to finish on points based on I didn't get I only got a couple of stage points, and Logan and Grant probably got a lot more. So, anyway, I mean, just kind of glad to wrap this up with a solid run to end the year, and hopefully to come back next year swinging.
And Chris, you got any questions?
No questions again. Just a solid run. Congratulations on your finish tonight. Solid season. And I think I like that Mountain Dew scheme. I'm going to go grab me a Mountain Dew. And good luck to you in the future. Moving on to next year.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys, and thanks for stepping in midway through the season and taking over the broadcast duties. I'm sure that wasn't easy, but really appreciate what you guys do. Appreciate the admins for their stuff behind the scenes, and everybody that's in the league. And I mean, we certainly had a lot of aggressive racing, but for the most part, it was pretty clean and a lot of fun at the same time.
Yeah, and Taylor, points for just updated 5th place in the championships is where you're going to be lying for yourself. But congratulations on this season. 2nd place here tonight. And I know you already said a couple of thanks, but the floor is yours once again for any other shout outs.
Yeah, for my teammates Ryder and Richard, trying to keep me calm through that whole deal, because I was pretty aggravated at the start of this race after I got disconnected. So thanks to their support, and shout out to Holden and Joseph. Really, they both had fantastic seasons, and it's neat to see the points race come that close to the literally on the last lap. We weren't sure yet, so it's pretty cool to see.
It certainly was. That's Taylor Butcher Benjamin in the 1, finishing 5th in the points, but 2nd here tonight at Darlington. Congratulations, Taylor, and good luck next season. As we're going to move now to Victory Lane, where it probably feels good to get another win, but also probably feels a little down that you didn't get the championship. Joseph, you did everything in your power there. I mean, what? I don't think there was anything else you could have done. You won all 3 races, but man, what a race you had here tonight. Just give us your thoughts of what you were going throughout here at Darlington.
Yeah, I knew I had to like win because I don't know. You know, I had to win. I had to gain some points. I know Holden, he's always fast, so I assumed he was gonna be like right behind me, which he was like all of the race. So I knew I had to like get the pole, lead all the laps, win the race, had to get all these little points, and I did everything I can except win the pole. Uh, it wouldn't have made a difference, but you know, still would have probably helped. So I'm beating myself. I mean, I did everything I could have. I don't know what else I could have done, but congrats to Holden.
And Chris, any questions you've got for Joseph?
No questions, really. Just fantastic run. Solid run in the final round of the playoffs here. Like you said, did everything you had to do, could have done, and unfortunately, you come up short. Nothing to doubt yourself about moving forward. I think you got a good, strong car moving forward, and congratulations on your win tonight and on your season as a whole. And wish you the best of luck moving into season 3.
Thank you.
Yeah, and Joseph, I just have one question. If there wasn't that late yellow that kind of put everyone back, and we ran it green to the end, did you feel like you had enough fuel to stretch it to the end, or did you feel like you needed to come into pit road?
Oh, I wasn't anywhere close to being able to stretch it. I was like 12 laps short. I was just gonna pit for tires, anyways.
Yeah, would have been a lot. Again, the what ifs out there. Still getting the win here tonight, but finishing 2 points out for the championship. Joseph, before we let you go, the floor is yours for any shout outs there, Joseph.
Gonna shout out Holden here. Congrats on the championship. I've been 2nd place all year basically, and I did all I could. I gave my best foot forward, but still came away 2nd. Shout out you guys in the booth. Stepping in when the playoffs started. I mean, I always like watch the broadcast after the race, so I appreciate you doing this. And shout out to Nolan, Sean, Ryder, all the admins. Put together a great league, and everyone here out on the racetrack. I mean, we're all pretty aggressive, and we all race each other like a lot of respect and clean. I know I've had tons of good races with Holden and Logan and Taylor and everyone, and it's been a great season. One of the best leagues I've ever been a part of. So shout out to everyone that made this happen.
That's Joseph getting another win on top of the many that he got this season, with the most wins this season. Congratulations on second place in points and winning tonight at Darlington. We now move over to the L-TAC Cup Series champion, Holden McGill, by 2 points here tonight. A little bit of off strategy. We heard under that stage 1 interview a little bit of a mistake, but you came up just enough positions to win the championship. Holden, how are you feeling right now?
I feel like I've just about found every way to try to give away a championship.
Yeah, I would imagine so. It certainly was one of the more up and down races. I mean, we were talking to you. You said that you didn't mean to take that set of tires during stage 1. What was your mentality from that point on, knowing that you were kind of on the off foot of everyone else?
Well, as soon as that happened, I knew I had to win that stage at that point, or else it was just going to be for nothing. Stage 2 pretty much played out the way that I planned it at first, just going in, only taking fuel, kind of doing the same thing that we've been doing all season. For the third stage, it helped me when that yellow came out at start. I was able to save tires a little bit because I knew I was going to have to take one of those stops and not take tires. I ended up coming up with some kind of strategy to just run it out of fuel and then put just enough in it to get to about 28 to 30 to go. And my plan was to come in then and get tires, and I did that, and I'd held up pretty good on old tires. I managed to stay in the top 5, which is what I knew I needed to finish. And then I was just going to take the last 30 laps and run them as hard as I could. I thought it was going to work out pretty good, and then the yellows started coming out and things got a little more tricky.
That they certainly did. We're now going to throw it over to Chris White. Chris, any of your final thoughts here for Holden?
Well, I just got to say that was pretty much a crazy way to win a championship. I think Sam and I were kind of scratching our heads a little bit on some of the strategy calls, thinking, wow, he's going 2 laps down after making that pit stop, and he's going to need a yellow flag, and it sure enough got the yellow flag, but yellow after yellow, things got a little dicey. I'm sure it was a little nerve-wracking, but you pulled it off. 2-point margin. Certainly exciting. Congratulations on the championship. And moving forward, congratulations moving forward. Hope you can go back next year and do it again.
Thanks, man. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. And it's just, I felt like that. I felt comfortable until I made that mistake with the tires. And then from then on, I kind of felt like I was on edge and just trying to focus on what am I going to do the next stop? What am I going to do for getting through traffic? How much fuel am I going to take? It was sensory overload tonight more than usual.
One quick question for you. Did you think you were going to be able to pull it off had those yellow flags not come out?
When I pitted after I had kind of taken the tires as far as I needed, I pitted right when I think Kyle passed me for either 5th or 6th, and I knew right there was about where I needed to finish, and I figured they're going to run 15, 20 more laps. So I can come in, get fresh tires, get a bunch of time on them, and they're not going to be able to make it up, and I'll still finish top 5. So, yeah, I think the plan would have worked out if it had still gone green, but who knows now.
Yeah, there were plenty of what ifs. So, Holden, what a season you had. 4 wins, 20 top 5s, 24 top 10s. It was a magical season that really came to the edge here with just a couple of laps. Before we let you go, Holden, though, the floor is yours for any final shout-outs.
Just want to thank my teammates. Grant, he's been racing with me for years. We've been great friends, great teammates. Always somebody I can count on. Moose, even though he couldn't be here today, he's got better things to do tonight. But he's helped me improve my driving, tire strategy, all that good stuff. Ryan's always been there putting up practice lobbies, helping us practice. That he's fighting COVID right now. That's why he couldn't be here tonight. So everybody keep him in your thoughts. Thank you to my sponsors, Pay to Win, S2S, Mane and Tail. Thank you to the admins. They've worked hard all season. Even we've given them headaches the whole 30 weeks or whatever it was. And last but not least, thank y'all for doing the broadcast. It's been pretty good, and I can't wait to go watch it.
It certainly was dramatic there at the end. That is Holden McGill in the 21 machine, your L-TAC Cup Series champion here this season. Congratulations, and go have fun celebrating this one. As for the rest of the night, I mean, it is going to be one to look back on time after time. Chris, this was a crazy race. What were some of your final thoughts here tonight?
It certainly was a crazy race, pretty exciting. At times, the cars got strung out a little bit. We saw a lot of green flag racing, had a couple yellows here and there, but overall, a fantastic race. Joseph in the 20, like we've said over and over, he's been dominant in this round of the playoffs. Just came up short, such a close 2-point margin short, so close. The 21 of McGill. I thought he had a loss there for a moment, and then things kind of just went one way and the other way and the other way, and sure enough, he came out on top, the +2. So a very exciting race, very exciting way to win a championship. Obviously, the best of the best were out there doing it. Top 2 in the standings, battling for that championship. So a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun in the races. I joined you, and I look forward to doing some more in the future. I appreciate it.
It was certainly a blast here tonight. The L-TAC Cup Series presented by Tucson Sound Art. Thank you. Big thanks to Tucson Sound Art for being one of the head sponsors here throughout the whole entire L-TAC season. Also for the Southern Comfort 250. It certainly... a lot of people were feeling comfortable. Some were feeling a little bit tense. It was madness at the end, but it was Holden McGill by 2 points, winning the championship that we didn't know if he was going to have enough tires to hold on and get it done, but he does. Congratulations to Holden McGill for the championship. Congratulations to Joseph for the win, sweeping the championship round, but coming up 2 points short. For tonight, thank you so much, Chris, for joining me in the booth. I know it's been a revolving door throughout the playoffs, but thank you to everyone that's joined me in the booth week after week here for the L-TAC Cup Series playoffs action. I know Carlos Acosta, usually our production man for the night, but a big thanks to Freaky Fast Broadcasting, Robert Moyer, for joining us here tonight for the championship race. But that's it. That's the conclusion. It was crazy. It was madness. We only needed 180 laps to get it done here at Darlington, and every lap mattered. Holden McGill, your L-TAC Cup Series champion here for the 2021 Cup season. Congratulations. For those tonight, thank you for joining us, and we cannot wait for the next season on LSRTV. We've got another production that's going to be happening Sunday night. Join us for that one, but for L-TAC, we'll have to wait until next season. Have a great rest of your night. We'll see you all then. Have a good one. We'll see you later.